Hello and welcome to the fan cams. After the Blues win, a nail biter, an unnecessary nail biter, 10 goals, 12, 72, 10 goals, 7, 67, a 5-point win at the MCG tonight in front of 76 odd thousand people. Always has to be stressful. That game played out kind of exactly how I thought it might. I just had this eerie feeling from the moment my eyes woke up this morning that the Bombers would be up and about, and they were. And it was scrappy, and it was not a pretty win, but it was a win. And the Blues are 5-8, and we're here talking after round 13. This is the fan cams. If you'd like to call in, please feel free to call in. Fans, Carlton fans, share your thoughts on what you saw tonight. The link will be, I'll just keep posting it in the chat. If you want to call in and share your thoughts on what you saw tonight, we'll unpack all the themes and issues from tonight and go from there. I think we might need a bit of time to just settle down. It's just stress, man. There's just this team. It's just a stressful experience. Marg, thank you for the $8 donation. Before anyone complains, the clock issue was only on TV. It stopped on 44 seconds. 20 seconds of play passed and then resumed on 23. No issue. I was not aware of any clock issue, but thank you, Marg. I sense there's a few things that happened in this game that I wasn't aware of while I was there. I don't know. It was a typical Essendon game. It happens when we play the Bombers. It happens when we play Richmond. Connor with the 5. You're glad we won 5 games in a row. See you soon, Terry. Yes, see you soon, mate. All right. Luke, you're there. I see you with a bunch of people. Let's just start with you. Luke.
Run! Yes! Come on! Coming back from the seats. So as an Essendon supporter next to me, I'm coming back from the seats that I famously won on the Blue Abroad raffle. Thanks to my membership this year. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Carlton. We're going back to the bye, and we can have a spa day. The players can relax. We're undefeated in the Fraser era. Come on.
Can't lose even if we try to, mate.
Who would have thought 2026 Carlton finds a way?
Yeah. It was stressful, but it's exactly right. When we needed to win the game in the fourth, they lifted.
Honestly, just our own worst enemy. The ball chains were something to applaud, but at the same time, I don't think we were just the way that we were set up forward. Hayward played a bit further up the ground than what I thought he was going to play. Probably just didn't have that deep option there. I thought for most of that first half, I would have thought. Wouldn't you have thought, Xavier? And just didn't really get into our groove of what we would have liked. But very, very happy about that. Let's not be doom and gloom about this. We just beat Essendon, the other mongrels of the league.
No, look, they were up for it today. You could see they had that mental clarity and that freshness. And you could see we were a little flat-footed early in the game, but just had to dig deep, find a way to get the 4 points, and probably never speak about this game again.
But that's the thing. We just dig deep and get the job done. We don't fuck about anymore. And if that's going to be a theme for the rest of the season, then sign me up for my second year membership. I'm ready. The bye couldn't have come at a better time. Let's go, Blues. Thank you so much, Terry. I am proud to be a Blue Abroad member. Everyone go buy your membership right now. I'm serious. And you can go sit in incredible seats like I did tonight. Thank you so much, Terry.
My pleasure, mate. Go Blues.
Go Blues.
How good. Blue balling. The guy that does the clock at the AFL is Mike. Oh, yeah. Very good. Very good. All right. Zach Borg on nice and early.
Hey, Tez. Yeah, on nice and early. Not usually I am on nice and early, but I didn't go to the game tonight because just wanted to miss one. Watch it in my movie theater actually. So which was pretty good.
Tell me what you saw tonight. What did you think?
Oh, it was stressful. I was confident all week, like many of us. I thought we were gonna I think many of us, I think I got a bit too cocky. I think I was a bit over the top. I thought we were just going to come out and smash them.
Yeah.
But obviously that wasn't the case. But you can't win pretty every week. You can't, everyone's like, oh, it's Essendon. Oh, they're the worst team. But, they have a lot to play for. Neil died, legend of the club. Big freeze tomorrow. King's birthday eve. Massive rivalry. You can't win them all pretty. You just got to get the 4 points and move on. We got the bye, mental reset, and it was nervous. That first half was very frustrating. I think they were just they were chipping the ball around. Too many uncontested marks. Always second to the ball, and they just looked really, really, really good early. But I think in that third quarter, we really just you could just see the momentum shift. But how did you see it, Tez? How was the atmosphere? Must have been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the way I saw it was I actually thought our defense was under so much pressure and they held firm because our midfield I just thought our midfield was getting beaten.
Yeah, Walsh was playing injured. Looked like he was playing injured. I think the shoulder, for sure.
Yeah, he was definitely sore, and the midfield I thought was getting beaten. The defense held up, and even though
how good's Harry Dean, man? How good's Harry Dean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
he's
wow.
Good. He's good. I mean, it was the kids again, man. The kids in critical moments. Taylor Burns stepped up when he needed to.
Billy Wilson. Who else? Flynn Young. I thought that first half, like many of them, wasn't really good, but I thought the kids stepped up when they needed to. I actually think that Blake Acres, he's come into the side. I think he's been the sheriff. He's really stepped up. I think he's in that first half he was one of our best ranked players on the ground, if I'm not mistaken. His ball use looks much better. I don't know if you've noticed that. The way that he's like hitting targets and the way that he's just because back last year I think he had a bit of an injury going on or he had surgery. But we all used to call him the butcher. But he hasn't missed a beat since coming back. He looks good. Just a few weeks in the VFL, I think just what was needed for him.
Yeah.
But I feel like Weeders tonight missing him is obviously was obviously a big loss because you could really see it with Ben Mackay. And I mean, that's the frustrating thing, Tez, with Ben Mackay having like letting him Dirksen just get brushed off a little bit easily, but that's going to be a massive learning step for him, Dirksen. I thought that he was good at times, but I thought tonight will be a massive, massive lesson for him, and I think he's going to need a lot of improvement. I think after the bye, Wiedering comes back in and he's going to need to, he needs to develop a little bit. But end of the day, Tez, 4 points is 4 points, 4 in a row, and we go into the bye. So just take the 4 points and just run, mate. Just run.
Absolutely. 4 wins
Blues
in
are
a
back,
row.
mate.
I don't know. When we were 1-7 sitting here, if you had said that we'd be winning 4 games in a row, I would have thought you'd be talking about next year because I didn't see this team capable of winning 4 games in a row this year at certain points.
That's exactly right, mate.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to win ugly, and that was tonight.
That's exactly right. Even the best of teams win ugly, mate, and that's the way you do it. Have a good night, Tez. Enjoy the bye, and up the fucking Blues, mate.
Go Blues.
See you, mate.
Tim, with the $5, we had terrible intent, poor execution, and panicked. Everyone shat the bed, let's be honest. Well, I think what also we need to be honest with is we're a coachless club. We have an interim coach with an interim list that's going to be changed. I think, I don't know about you lot. I didn't go into this game thinking we'd be winning by 10 goals. I didn't go into this game thinking percentage boost. I think maybe last week was amazing, but let's be honest, we're not a contender. Like, we can be good, we can be poor. I think we saw tonight we played a little bit down to the Bombers level. But I mean, you got to respect the opposition. Sometimes sometimes you just got to grit it out. So thank you for the 5. All right, Aiden. Hello, mate.
Well, that was very ugly.
Yeah.
Sort of reminded me of the Richmond game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, these big Melbourne rivalry games, they do it. It happens.
But when I say the Richmond game, like the Richmond game was disgusting with the way that we played. But clearly, the way that we have been playing now, like it's different. It's more direct. It's quicker.
Yeah.
Sometimes we overuse the handball a little bit, but I mean, it's clearly working what we're doing. Yeah, look, I left early. Now,
When?
yeah, take a guess.
Well, you didn't leave at the quarter time, did you?
No,
Halftime?
yeah.
You left at half time?
Yeah, because idiot me forgot to charge my fucking phone and I came home late. I didn't charge it when I came home last night. I didn't charge it at work. My phone was on 20% and then went to the game 10%. And normally I watch every game. I go with my dad. And then it was looking very ugly. And I messaged you before the game. I said, yeah, I've got a very, very bad feeling about it. To the point where I actually tipped Essendon tonight. So, yeah. So I
Okay.
the game because my phone died. Yeah.
Why do you... I think there's power bank charging stations at the MCG though, no?
I don't think so. I didn't see any.
Wait. Wait. What do you need your phone for?
Just look at the stats and all that. Take notes. And plus I take the train home.
And so you need your phone to get on the train.
No, I need my phone to get picked up.
Fair.
Yeah.
This is one of those moments where I know I've gotten old because I still remember what it was like without a phone.
Oh, yeah. I could have gotten dropped off, but, it was late. I didn't want my dad to, make that massive effort. But, again, idiot me, should have stayed. But, oh, well, I've seen better tight wins than that. So, anyway, I'm never doing that again. Make sure
I
to
hope not.
charge your phone, guys.
I sense there's a bit of... I sense a little bit, not from you, just in general from the chat. Like there's just this, I guess, the stress. It reminds me of the Richmond game. After when we shouldn't have won, feels like a loss. No, it doesn't. It feels like a scrappy win that we needed to just dig deep. And the Bombers, I don't know. I always felt in my bones that this was the Bombers we were going to get tonight. I felt it in my bones all week.
Felt it all week. I didn't really talk about the game that much, but last night I kept saying I can see us losing. Like I confidently said, this will not be a 10-goal, 15-goal win. It just won't. Even if you think back to last year, Essendon had more injuries than what they do currently. How did that first game that we played against them when we wore that beautiful blue out jersey played out? The exact same as tonight.
Last year?
Yeah, this time around last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like again, like you can't take, big rivalry games and say, okay, you know what, they're last, they've got injuries, we're, winning games, we've got technically a healthy list. So we're just going to play them off the park. It doesn't work like that, Like they were going to be up for this game all week with the circumstances, with obviously Neil Danaher. I thought that tribute was unbelievable. So well done to Essendon for doing that. And even them losing to West Coast. So again, what I saw from them throughout patches of that game, albeit, I mean, I need to look back at that third quarter because I didn't obviously watch it. But again, there were times where I literally said to myself, we're probably going to lose by 5-6 goals. Like they were killing us in that midfield. I think we had around 8 center clearances. They had 13 throughout the whole game. I'm not too sure about the first, but again, I think the Richmond game, I was more filthy at that because again, as you know, that was a terrible win. More so with how we played. But I mean, this game, like, yeah, it wasn't a great win. I mean, yeah, it wasn't a great win. But look, you take the 4 points and you run. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who you play. It can be Essendon, it can be Richmond. Like, as long as you playing a decent style of game, and if you just get the 4 points, then it's the main thing. But the Richmond
Look,
game in
there
round
are
one,
some
like, shit.
there are some games that we watch on replay many times, like last week, and there are some wins that we just never watch
No.
the replay again.
I normally watch the replays, but I've never looked back at that Richmond game once.
Fair.
If I stayed tonight, I probably wouldn't have looked back at this game at all.
Yeah, fair.
But
Before I let you go, 5 and 8 going to the bye.
yeah,
Thoughts?
it's all right. Just keep winning. We're a game off what, top 10. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not. I mean, look, tonight was a great example as to why we probably need to relax a bit when we're talking about, oh, look at how we're playing. Like, it's fast, it's quick, it's beautiful. Like, we still have a lot of things to clean up. And tonight was an example as to how much of a loss Wiedering is. And if people want to trade him, you know what? Trade him. Get your 2-3 first round picks. All right, beautiful. But I'm telling you now, without him, shit like that is going to happen. Like, we made Ben Mackay play like Matthew Lloyd and Zach Reed play like Steve Silvani and Tony Lockett.
I mean,
Like,
look, they played
fair
well.
play. Like, good on
They played
them.
well.
Like, they played very well. Like, you got to give them credit. Like, Setterfield played well. Like, shout out to Setters. But yeah, like, they were always going to turn up for this game, and you got to give them their credit.
Fair.
Because again, look, it was a massive rivalry, and there was a fair bit in it from what I saw, like a lot of jumper punches and all that, which is good to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, again, I don't know why. Like, oh shit, my bad.
You all right?
Yeah, so, no, something was playing in the background. But if I can say one more thing, is that why do we take this rivalry more seriously than what we do against Collingwood? Like, I just don't understand.
You think we take this one more? You think like it's more heated?
Yeah,
You mean
like the build up towards it throughout the week, and even in the press conferences, and as you saw tonight, like, both teams didn't like each other at all. And look, like, fair enough. Like, we all hate Essendon, but I feel like when we play against Collingwood, like, it's not really the same. Now, whether it's because they've had our ledge over the last few years, probably, and I mean, you can say the same thing about Essendon. I mean, we've beaten them how many times over the last few years? A lot, I reckon. They've probably beaten us once, but still, like, I don't know. That's what I always think whenever we play against Essendon. But look, it's great to get a win over an arch rival. Can't stand them. I don't hate them as much as Collingwood, but it's bittersweet. So look, going to the bye, we need a rest. We all need a break after what's happened over the last 6 to 8 weeks. But look, hopefully this is a turning point. But look, I still wouldn't give Fraser the job unless they involve him in the interview process. That's the only way.
I think fair.
Because
long way to go. Long way to go. There's still so much more of the season to play out.
100%.
So, mate,
Anyway.
you have a good night. Have a nice rest. Go Blues.
See ya.
See you, man. Ben.
Tez, what's going on?
Mate, I'm good. How you doing?
Hang on, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I'll jump back in. You put someone else back in, I'll come back.
All right. Connor.
Hi, Terry.
Are we still back? We're still back, right?
Well, needless to say, I saw the whole process.
Okay.
And first quarter was terrible.
Yep.
And second quarter, sorry, working process. But the third quarter, we we're bouncing back.
We chipped away in the third quarter, didn't we?
We took the way in the third quarter, and then last quarter we'll see closer and closer.
Yeah.
And then Essendon we were very close, and the Kai playing against each other
Yeah.
as I knew they were playing against each other,
Yeah.
and
Um,
it was very good, but yeah, it was
yeah.
a bit stressful.
Who was your best on ground tonight?
Hey, Kai, how about how about you? What do you think?
I really liked.
Who do
Haven't
you
seen the
think
numbers,
is
but
the
I
best
really liked
on team?
Will Hayward's game, and I really liked Blake Acres' game tonight. But haven't
Oh yeah.
seen the numbers. Haven't studied it too much. But just from the eye test, yeah. Look, I thought Harry Mackay was good when he needed to be. He took his moments. But yeah, I liked Will Hayward's game and Blake Acres somewhere in those three. But I'll have to have a look at it again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about mate?
All I say is we are fucking back.
All right, mate. We are back. I believe it. You have a good night, mate.
She shouldn't be back, but we'll have to see how it goes after we had the bye for next week,
Yep.
and hopefully we improve in round 15.
Yeah. Hopefully, mate. I'll speak to you next week.
60 then.
See you, mate. All right. Ben, let's try again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I've got you now. How you going, Tez?
Oh, good, mate. Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. I can remember the last time I saw you was at that Greek festival, and I don't know if you remember, Jagger Smith did his ACL on that same day.
Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that.
I've actually left that job now, so that's a new past. But
Okay.
thank God we've got Jagger Smith back now. So that's the
Yeah.
main thing. He was actually really good tonight. Yeah, he's doing like all these nice spins, and he's just clean. Same as Ainsworth and Hayward, they're just quality. They
Oh,
need more love because they're just week in, week out. They're clean. They're not, they've got no trauma from their past clubs. They've just come in. I didn't go to the game tonight, but I just didn't want to be honest, I didn't want to pay $80 for a ticket to see that. I went last week and that was a good high. So I was
yeah.
happy to watch this from home. But
I
you went obviously.
I was there. The fact that you mentioned Ainsworth, the fact that I didn't mention Ainsworth when I was asked just then about my best is crazy. He so well said. He's just tough. Him and Will Hayward, those half forwards that we just didn't have last year, the guys that can roll up, play further up the field, they work so hard. They're tough. They're honest. They've got presence. And I mean, Ainsworth kicked a really crucial goal in a crucial moment to get us going late in the game. And yeah, they've been really solid acquisitions, both of them.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know how he picked up Ainsworth, but that was definitely a steal. But they're just reliable week in, week out. You can always rely on them. And when we need them to actually, like Hayward gets called play on, doesn't panic, kicks the goal. Like so many other players in that team will, scramble and miss it. But yeah, also credit to the kids. Like this is going to happen. Like these games are going to happen where, Jack Ison didn't have any involvement. Flynn Young didn't have much involvement. It's going to happen like these weeks with the young side. So
Yeah,
it's still
it
like,
was
yeah,
it was almost like a mini reality check from last week. I think the high of last week. I mean, I know I felt it. I'm sorry. I did feel this was always going to be a tense game, but there was just this air of we've beaten Geelong. We should beat the Bombers. We sort of slipped back into that should do this, should do
mm,
that, and we almost forgot
mm,
that we've been a bit of a basket case this year. Let's be honest. I
mm,
mean, the coach is gone. We're interim coaching it for the rest of the year. It's almost like we forgot that that's where we're at. Like we're still,
mm.
there's still list issues. There's still, changes that are coming to the list. I think it was just a timely reminder. Thankfully, it came with the win as well, just to humble
Mm.
us a little bit.
That's it. Yeah, I'm not sure what's wrong with Pitted. He seems to be probably his last month. I don't know. He was obviously, at best for the first 7 rounds, but he just seems a bit off, not quite himself. Like I was watching the game, obviously on the TV, and within the first 10 minutes, he went off. And they showed footage, and he was completely gassed, out of breath. So I don't know if the season, was taking a toll on him. Obviously, was playing as the sole ruckman for the first 10 weeks, 7 weeks. There's some other obviously, it's just positional concerns, I guess. Akers is playing for his career. He actually played okay today. He just showed a lot. He's shown a lot of desperation, which is good. But at some stage, one of the Campos hopefully can get a gig. It just depends. I feel like Carlton are just seeing how the next 4 weeks plays out. If we lose, 2 of those 4, I think they'll just start going kids flat out Campos in, and not tanking per se, but you just got to give those lads minutes, because that's the main thing. We're not gonna win we may win a final this year, but we're not going to go all the way. That's just the reality of it. Yeah, but good signs. I was tuning in for the first couple of 7 rounds, but it was tough to get on here because it was just it was not looking good.
It was grim.
Yeah.
It was grim. 1 and 7. We were sitting here and we're like, we don't even look like. I mean, we're a weird team. I mean, we're 5 and 8. So how do you summarize the first half of the year, knowing you sort of split the first half of the year into 2 halves? It's 2 quarters. You've got the first month and a half of the season, which was what it was, and then the second. I don't know how we reconcile this first half so far, because we've just been so inconsistent. But we haven't been. I mean, we've been good at times. We've been poor when it mattered. The record isn't the worst, but we've also left at least 2 to 3 wins on the table and a coach.
Oh yeah, to be honest, it felt like 0 and 8 from the first 8 rounds. Let's be honest, that Richmond game was the hardest watch I think I've ever had. With all the hype in the preseason and winning preseason games, and to go in like that, and I guess it was again that turning point. I think back in 2023, was it, when we played Gold Coast at the MCG? Was that 2023 or 2022? One of those two. Yeah, and I think we were behind by 25 points or 30 points in the first quarter to Gold Coast, and we turned that. That was the same thing that happened against Brisbane. We turned that second half. And they could go on a wrong run, but I think it's different. I think it's just a young side. That was a completely different team. We don't have your Kernos and De Koning, that we're not that we're missing De Koning, but Kerno will kick a bag against Richmond, Essendon, and he'll win us those North Melbourne games that we lost. That Melbourne game we lost. But what's the point of finishing 7th or 8th only to maybe get past one final and that's it? There's no point. So
Interesting.
but you just got to take it week by week. We're in really good hands with Graham Wright, and I'm preparing myself for some big changes in the off season as well. Who do you see as I probably see as Sard's done. Akers will be lucky to get a spot.
Akers is contracted, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he's got a year left.
Yeah. Sard and Fogarty will be gone. Sorry to go on this tangent, but I think we still need to talk about it. Who else can I think that would be gone? McGovern he should deserve another 1-year deal. Zach Williams could be on the chopping block. Don't know. Again, with him, it's availability. It's like the Jack Martin situation. What's the point of having these players for 8 games that they're going to play for the year? Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's just so much more of the season to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, Fogarty at this point, it's hard to see him staying next year, but also he's killing it in the twos at the moment. Played really well today.
Yeah.
But I just think there's 2 to 3 more months left of footy to go, and there's still so many more twists and turns to come. So
There is. Yeah. Do you
we
think
need
we
to
can make top 10 realistically or no?
I think everything needs to go right. Like it just needs to be.
I think so.
You got to win these
Yeah.
type of games tonight. You got to win the ugly ones. You got to win. You got to the ones where you get out of jail. You got to win those ones. We've got to upset still a few more teams as well. Like everything needs to go right. The margin for error is so
Completely
small.
right.
But I don't know. I think I learned pretty quickly this year. Like you can't be putting expectations. We should be this. We should be like no. Look at where we're at. Like we're not that team.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, we're a young side. We've got so many
yeah,
kids in. Yeah.
So
we've unfortunately had to rebuild our list again. That's just where we're at, I guess. So it's not really about finishing top 10. It's just, I think everyone agrees, it's just how we're playing and what the future holds. Like, that's what it's really about. So, yeah.
Yep.
But
I love it, mate.
Anyway, I'll let you go, Tez. But keep doing you, and good on you for showing the faith this season, because fucking hell, it was not good for a while there.
It was great.
Anyway,
take care, mate.
See you, mate. Bye.
See you, mate. Thanks for that, Ben. The Duke Leverage Show. Fortune favors the brave. They had us in our shells. That they did. Tim, thank you for the 5. Rain Scott drone imagery. Harry convincing the umpire he can kick 75. Yeah, that was a little bit of shithousery from Harry Mackay tonight. It was clever. Night Fox with the $3. Sometimes you just need to grind out a win. Go Blues. Amen. You absolutely do. Zane.
Yo, how you going?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Better now. It was a bit rough there for the first hour and 20 minutes, but much better.
Mate, they had me rocking tonight. I was a rocking stress, rocking in the chair tonight.
It felt like when we were playing Essendon during the COVID year when there was an empty stands. And then I don't know who was going for it at the last, and someone touched it on the line, and at that time my son was 3 and he was in bed, and I got in trouble from the wife. But you take that.
It was the typical Essendon game. I mean,
it was.
Take away the one at the end of last year, because that was the deadest of dead rubbers. But that's just the games that we play against, and they're just scrappy. They're not pretty. It just goes that way. And all day I was thinking, I just want us to escape with the win, and then they get their new coach bounce against the D's next week. I think they play the D's next. I was like,
yes,
don't
they do.
Let it be us. Yeah. Don't let them get it against us. And
that'll be an interesting game if you think about it, considering that they'll be King's birthday, and then D's go straight into a 6-day turnaround. Yeah. So that'll be interesting, and hopefully they can get him on the bounce. But I think the player that's probably been understated from tonight's game was George Hewitt. I think taking Durham out, only getting 5 touches in the second half, unreal. And I think people are worried with how we played tonight. But if you think about what actually happened, we lost. We won against our Onewood, right? So we won against losing contested ball. So I think as the team, like we lost center clearances, we lost contested ball, stoppage clearances, all of that went all the way to Essendon. So we won against that. So if you think about what we're trying to do here is work to the spread, I think we proved it tonight that we can do it with a lack of disposal at 77% efficiency for the game. I think that shows the direction that we're trying to go in. We didn't even have our best 22. Ollie Hollins. Like if we had him on the wing, like clean, fast, like you're relying on people who play bit parts like Chera playing on the wing. He looks slow out there. I feel he feels a little bit uncomfortable out there, but like he stood up playing in the position he doesn't usually play in. So I think I'm pretty happy across the board.
I think the best teams in the league are the ones that can play whatever the game gives them, and they can adjust on the fly. I just don't think you're going to play one game style and win one way and win a premiership one day. I think there's quite a few names that haven't been mentioned yet. I thought Taylor Byrne tonight was just when he needed to be there, he was,
He was there.
and when he
Yep.
needed to take his opportunities, he did. And I think that was symbolic of the team. I mean, you could call it complacency maybe in that first half. There was the sense of it was just going to happen. We've sort of seen them come out like that when they're the favorite against when there's expectation. But then obviously, turn the screws up a little bit in the second half. And then when certain players needed to take their moments, I thought for the most part we did. So I'm thinking, Kemp kicked one, he missed that second one. Ainsworth took his moment, that was crucial. Taylor Byrne took his couple, even Hayward late in the game. Like, I just thought, and it's interesting, I actually didn't even check those stats, but yeah, to win in a way where all our weapons were pretty much nullified.
It was nullified. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, you talk about like taking moments, just the footy smarts of Kemp. I know everyone, he starts like the media talk about like, what is he? He gets the yips, but he is so smart. When he got bumped, talk about Mayo into the fence there. Like he knew that if I hit the fence here, I'm going to get a free kick. Like, and you could tell he was just running into it, slight touch to the shoulder. Yeah, he cut himself, but like so smart. And then taking that 40-meter kick from the boundary just to curl it around. That is a moment, right? That was such a turning point of momentum that I think was really big for our team. And I think the class of Billy Wilson for such a young player, like, holy crap, like this guy who's taking the 45s, who's doing those really darty kicks. I think last year he wasn't ready, but he's shown that he's ready to be an AFL footballer. I think he is probably one of the most improved that's come through this. I guess this little resurgence is giving him the confidence to play off halfback, and that's why Saad's not going to get back in the team. I think unless there's an injury, you can't put him back in the team with Billy Wilson playing the way that he is, and he plays bigger. And I think that's
think about it from like a development point of view and from a business point of view, right? So whatever you're paying Saad, you're not paying as much for Billy. So from an economics point of view, there's that. But even more so, just development wise for the future, the modern game, these sorts of things. I think that the time's come. I mean, you just give Billy the games now, and he's shown that he's just gets incrementally more comfortable at the level every time he plays. And I was not a Billy Wilson believer at the start of the year. I just thought he's been around for long enough now. I guess I was wanting for more, and I was wrong. Like, I think he's got enough there. I'm not saying he's going to be a star. I don't think he even needs to be a star. I think he just
he doesn't. He is a great role player.
Yeah, and
that's the thing. I think I didn't think we looked as lost without Wiedering as we did previously. I think playing that team defense, Cow played big, right? Wade Dirksen had his moments, had a really slow first half, but really came into his own, got a little bit more confidence in his disposal, in his efficiency. I think that was pretty big for his growth. I think he's going to come out of this going, all right, I had the pressure on me and I was, the big tall in the back, and I think I've come out of it unscathed. I think that's going to be really big for him too. So really excited about the depth, I think, out of all of this. It's giving games to people who probably didn't get many in the Voss era. And I think that's what this next 10 weeks is going to look like. We might see the Campos. We might see, a few others come in to be able to go, all right, let's give them a 2-3 game burst, see what we've got on our list, and then make some decisions from there. Because we've got 20 players out of contract. So one, we're going to free up a lot of space, or we're going to get the right people in that we need to re-sign. I think that's the big decision over the next 10 weeks.
What does 5 and 8 say to you about the Carlton Football Club so far this year?
We're on par. We're on par. I think we're exactly where we should be, in a better position than what we were last year, 4 and a draw last year. So I think if you look at the start of the year, forgetting what happened with preseason, we were touted to be in the top 10. Now that's still something that can happen. Even the top 6 can still happen effectively. Like you said before, everything has to go right. But I think 5 and 8 is exactly where we need to be. Do we beat the Bulldogs? We beat the Bulldogs, right? And like if we played them early in the year, we don't beat them, right? So we get them at the right time. We get teams at the right time. I think, people are playing us at the wrong time. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily think that we've left games on the park. I think we're exactly where we need to be. If we square the ledger over the next little while, I think we're going to be okay. And I think even if we don't make the 10, I think we're at where we're at. I'm here or there if we actually should have played finals, considering the dynamics of the football club and how much it's changed. You've got to go backwards sometimes. You know, Richmond, Geelong, they've all done it. They've gone backwards a little bit just to come forward again and create some stability. So I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable.
Yeah, fair. Well, mate, enjoy the bye. No stress.
Absolutely.
Next week.
Oh, that's it. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Chaz.
See you, mate. Vic Wide renovations. I thought we went up a gear when we needed to. I expected it to be like that, but never in doubt for me, really. Love that. Dynamic hypnotic. Whoa. I think you've okay. Out of contract 2026. I see. It's you've been stitched up with the spaces. So Sard Wilson, Elijah and Ollie Hollins, Flynn Riley and Lewis Young, Evans, Charlson, O'Keefe, Boyd, Fogarty, Ben Campo, Duffy, McGovern, Newman, Haynes, Monahan, Dirksen, Williams. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Thanks for that. That's a lot. I think that again, that just speaks to what I was saying earlier. I mean, we're 5-8. I still believe we left the Melbourne win on the table and the North Melbourne win on the table. But also, if we win those games, does Voss? Who knows? Like, the reality is we're 5-8. That's what it is. Not should, could, would. This is what the facts are. The facts are we're 5-8. So 5-8 with all of this happening, list changes coming, new coach going to be assigned. It's an interesting time. Gav.
How you going?
Good, mate. How are you?
You hear me all right? Yeah, I'm good. The call from a few calls back saying that like we don't really think we can make top 10. I absolutely think we can make top 10. And they should be aiming for top 10. And if you're not aiming for top 10, fuck off, because you're thinking like a loser, you know? I don't mean that guy, I mean the players, you know? They should be investing in this and just going, we can win this, you know, like we can just keep winning and winning and winning. And it just wins, breeds, like it's addictive. They just want to, that's just what happens. You just want to keep winning. In our last month, we've been to Brisbane, loss. Then we come back, we played the Bulldogs. Then we flew to Port, beat Port over there. Then we come back and we played Geelong. So Geelong and Western Bulldogs, I think they're in the top 6. It's not a bad month. You know, you're allowed to have the old banana peel game.
Yeah.
So, but as long as you win, like we come out with the win in the end, and exactly what you were saying at the start. Essendon, out of any club in the competition, this is what Essendon does to us.
Yeah.
So to carve out a win is just it's pretty good in my books.
Yeah. I mean, seeing the Bombers play with just that spark and freshness mentally, I just knew it in my bones last week. They were a bit rattled by the sacking.
Yeah.
And then
this was their sugar hit game.
Absolutely. Sort of this was their sugar hit week. It was all set up for them. Also, this was the typical trap Carlton falls into. Or we should be doing this, should be a percentage boost.
I was hearing some wild things. Like, it's just, you got to take Essendon seriously. Like, the amount of times I've seen them, like, kick a goal with, like, 2 seconds left to beat us and just all garbage like that. It used to happen all the time back in the day. And, like, I'm happy to do this to them. Stuff them.
Yeah.
I hope they're down the bottom forever. I hate them.
Yeah. Well, I think what I saw tonight was just a team that a few comments in the chat have been said as well. Just, when it was time to grind and lift and rise at the end of the day.
That's what happened, yeah.
We did it.
Harry Dean is just, he is a superstar. Like, is he still 18? I'm pretty sure he's still 18.
19 now.
19. That's just insane. He's playing like he's played 150 games. Like some of those, just the calmness of him to be able to just take a grab, like chip it off.
Sorry.
And
He's
He's
18.
18.
I'm
Jesus
sorry.
Christ.
He's 18 and his birthday's on the 13th of November. It's the first time since Wiedering was drafted and then Wiedering took over as like our guy in the back line. It's the first time I've ever said when Wiedering doesn't play, oh, at least we've got Harry Dean, like that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't think it can be talked about enough how impressive
The
it is
role
to
that
see
he's
Harry
doing
Dean play
too,
the way he
it's
does.
yeah, for like a backman he's playing like a key backman tonight, and for
Yeah.
him to play that role at 18, like, and I reckon this week he was better this week than last week. Like, and
Yeah.
he got the rising star last week. This week was better. That's
He
pretty
was
incredible.
up for the fight tonight. He was
Yeah.
really up for it tonight.
Even when you watch him in the circle after the game when he's singing the song, you can tell that he's just loves it, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
he's just got it in his blood, and it's it's good to watch. And Burn as well. Oh, Burn, my boy, my son.
76,000 people at the MCG goes back. By the way, should have been 50. Should have been 50.
He was like kicking goals, and I'm like, that's my boy, and I'm in a shed, and my neighborhood's pretty quiet, and I get this text from my wife. She's like, can you stop yelling that out? It sounds a bit weird. So she's upstairs in the house. Stop yelling out, that's my boy, can you? Because we don't have a public holiday tomorrow, so it's a quiet little neighborhood here, and everything just reverberates through the up and down the road, but that's all right. It's all fun.
There were a few other, I'll call them veterans tonight, who I thought were very strong. I thought Nick Newman and Nick Haynes were very important in certain moments too tonight.
They lifted when we needed them to lift in that. It was sort of almost halfway through the third quarter, we just sort of turned it on and just worked our way back into the game. I think, 6-8 weeks ago, we just would have probably lost our bundle and just, shut up shop. But they managed to sort of just work their way back into it and grind out a win. Like, you can't be disappointed with a win. They all count. And we're like, St Kilda lost today, so that brings us back on the same amount of points as St Kilda. So that's going to be very important when we play them. I'd love to just knock them over, and that's the one that I'm looking at. Just going them and Collingwood. If we can they're important wins, because that's who we're probably competing with for that 9th spot kind of thing.
Yeah. But it's going to be very interesting. I mean, if Collingwood don't win on tomorrow, because we've got a game in hand.
We need Melbourne to do a number on them, hopefully. But that's what it's all about. If you got to have a bit of luck, you got to keep winning.
Yeah.
And you just got to ride the bumps and the whatever, and just keep going. And think
100%.
like winners. Don't think like losers. Like, that's the problem that I've got at the moment. It's like you hear people talk, and it's like, just talk like a winner, Like, let's not think, we shouldn't be winning, and draft picks, all this. It's just, that's too early. That's bullshit.
Did you hear Justin Longmuir recently, the other day? He was Freo have won their 11th or 12th in a row, whatever it is. And he got asked in a press conference, are you worried that your players are going to be reading social media because your fans are so excited and they're up and about talking about Flagmantle? And he sort of shut it down and he said, I want our fans to get ahead of themselves. Yeah. He's like, basically said, I'll worry about the players and I'll make sure that, we've got a job to do. We've got to stay process driven, yada, yada. He's like, but I want our fans to be way over the top excited and delusional.
Because that's what...
delusional, but
that brings the energy. And that's the thing. Like, when you get rolling and like the crowd gets into it, and it's like, and then you just start to go to games thinking, we're on here. We, like, we can do it.
Yeah.
That resonates into the players as well, because they probably do look at social media and all that. And if you're looking up stuff about your own club and your performance and stuff, and you're seeing people, caning you, it's it's not good for the confidence. So it's just, that's the whole thing. When you keep winning, you keep rolling, the energy sort of, fires up, and that's the way it should be. You shouldn't be like thinking negatively about it. Like, just keep going, keep winning. Winner's mindset.
Mate, we're alive halfway through. We're like We're alive. We
Right.
were pretty dead. 1-7. We looked pretty dead. We're alive, but we're alive.
They gave it their best shot, and we rolled across the line. So that's all right. We go into the bye. We come out. We've got GWS. We'll knock them over, and then we're off. And we're on it. We're just it just keeps going. We just keep rolling.
See,
I'm not worried at
that's
all.
the one I just don't think will come out as sluggish against the Giants because we're not going to be favoured, and there's a psychological thing with Carlton and expectation, and when we're the favourite and we're expected to win, that's when trouble generally starts. When we're the underdog, it seems to. I mean, maybe it's not so much for the players, but maybe it's just for the fans. But yeah.
I think that's why it's so important, though, just to get that win. Doesn't matter if it's 5 points, 1 point, half a point. I don't give a shit. You just got to win ugly and win them and just keep going. And then, we get the week off, get to relax. We've got a pretty fit list too. That's the other thing. It's reasonably good shape. So we're going into the second half of the year with a reasonably fit list. There's a lot of other clubs that have got some, injuries up there on some of their star players. So it's just about staying fit, winning, and we just get that energy rolling along.
Harry O'Farrell's coming into this team in the next 4 weeks, 6 weeks, at some point in the next month or two, he'll get a look in.
I'm keen to see how he pairs up with Dean.
Yeah,
I reckon that's going to be great because they're both competitive guys. So it's sort of what you want. You want those competitors that just come in and they just want to keep their spot. So they keep going and keep competing. And that's the best thing about having this fit list because it's just people pushing for selection, So it's going well. Just got to keep going.
Mate. Hey, you going to Sydney?
Winning. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be down there.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
I'm pumped.
Take care, mate.
Go Blues.
Go Blues. True, Gav. It's Sydney. Yeah. Joe. Hello, mate.
Oh, straight in. What's happening?
Yeah, good. I think we needed a little bit of time, but I think we've realised that it was what it was, but it was a win.
Yeah, no, you should never be upset after a win. I'm not upset. I think they know. They know what they got to work on. Pretty clear. First half in particular was very disappointing. I actually felt like we had that run about us. We were still running, right? We were still linking up, and it was that last kick inside 50. Just the decision making when we're supposed to go long to the top of the square, we're going short. When we're supposed to go short, we're going long and bombing long down the line. Just the decision making was 5% off from what we've seen in the last few weeks. And then obviously if you can't hit the scoreboard and there's no scoreboard pressure, when you're 4 goals down, it's going to be an uphill battle, right? So I actually thought they did well to claw it back. Would have been nice for them to not make it so difficult in the last 2 minutes. But all in all, disappointing win, but a win nonetheless. I agree.
Yeah. I don't think they'll be too ahead of themselves after that one. We were in a really interesting spot after the high of last week. A lot of emotional energy used celebrating, and fair enough, it was a special night. So that letdown spot started pretty quickly. But, maybe it was because the Bombers aren't the best, but we didn't, we kind of mitigated the damage. They had a lot of momentum in the first half, the Bombers, and we didn't really concede too much on the scoreboard.
Nah, they had a fair bit of possession and territory, and I looked at it when they got 4 goals up, and I thought they should if this was a better team, they'd probably they'd be out by 6 or 7 goals, Yeah. And I just thought it was going to swing back at one point for us. We'd be more clinical, which we were in the end. But at one point, we had more behinds than they had scoring shots. And I just looked at it and went, if we lose the game, that's where it is. It's just execution. You've got to be a killer. You got to be clinical against teams like that just to really put them away. I think that I wasn't even really disappointed going into halftime. I was just kind of a little bit frustrated, just with the decision making in particular. But the disappointment kind of came obviously in that last like couple of minutes where it's like we killed the game, and to leave the door ajar, you just can't, man. You just can't. So they'll learn. It's a win. We move on. We've got the bye. It's good. It's probably coming at a good time. And then, yeah, hopefully, I mean, this is it now. Like, we've set ourselves up. From a win-loss perspective, like, they're right in it. It's a game outside the 10, 2 games from 6th. Like, it's pretty crazy.
It's
pretty
exactly
crazy that we're in this spot.
Yeah. I've been asking everyone tonight, like, what does 5 and 8 say to you? Like, how do you summarize? I mean, maybe it's too early because it's just too soon after the game and you haven't really thought about it, but this is that mid-season break time now mid-season review. Like, what does 5 and 8 overall say to you, considering what's happened this year? A lot's gone down, man. We've lost the coach. We've lost a player who probably won't play for the rest of the year. Like, we've lost a couple injuries and stuff, but there's been some pretty heavy things that have happened to the group.
Yeah, I think if at the start of the year you had said we'd be 5 and 8 at the bye, I think you'd say, you'd probably want a couple more wins. We probably should have a couple more wins. Like I say this every week, that should have been our 8th win of the season. Really, it should be 8 and 5 for the 3 games that we dropped. Like, really dropped. So that's probably where I would have liked us to be. But considering we were 1 and 8 and staring down the barrel of a pretty disappointing season, where at one point it was like, when's the next win coming? Like, you take 5 and 8 at this point. But now the expectation is there, right? Like, the expectation, I think, has been there from preseason, where you and I spoke a lot about this. Like, it had to be a wild card, right? That was the pass mark. I think now that is, because that's well and truly back on the cards, it's got to be it. Like, they've got to go on with it now, and this pattern of where the pressure starts to come or the expectation starts to come, this is the breakthrough that I want to see with this group now, right? There should be expectation on them to make something of this season from here at 5 and 8 and within touching distance, of the pack. I'm just really intrigued to see if they can have a breakthrough and unlock that, what feels like mental barrier when they become favourites in a game like tonight, and almost drop it, or when they get momentum and they're in a good spot and then it's like, all right, can we carry it forward? That's the last bit for this group. That's the last bit to really break through that. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think 5 and 8 you take, but, a bit of work to still do. Yeah.
Ben Ainsworth, mate, giving it the big one. There was a point in the game, I don't remember who kicked the goal for the Bombers, but it was exactly the point in time where this group goes into their shells. And Ben Ainsworth did a very risky thing. He started a bit of a back and forth, and it was a bit of an all-in. And I remember at the time thinking, fuck, like, because he's spoken about, when the chips are down, he likes to get a bit of a chirp on and keeps him accountable. And I thought, gee, it's risky that he's done that. But for him to sort of come back from it, walk the walk after talking the talk.
Oh, yeah.
And then kicking the goal I think it was to put us in front potentially.
I think it was to get us out to, it was either put us in front or get us out to 2. It was one or the other. But yeah, like, that was a big moment. And he actually had a moment prior, I think on his left, and it just didn't quite make it with the touch, the review. And yeah, I mean, to step up and nail it when the time was there, that's why you bring players like that to the club. They finishes. Even Hayward, like, wasn't the greatest kick, and he almost got called to play on, but like, both of them stepped up when they needed to, right? And they kicked those big goals. So you can't ask for more than that from your recruits. I don't know. The only thing is, for me, we're still struggling to score. Like, we haven't kicked 100 all year, and it's been a pretty high scoring season for the comp, right? So I just don't know if they've got another gear. Like, I really want to see that gear where it's like we put the foot down and we're clinical. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted that to be tonight. I thought that was an opportunity tonight. We've got the Giants, the Eagles, and Richmond. There's 2 teams there that really we should be able to put the foot on the throat of, I think, at the very least. And the Giants should be a nice little tussle, really show where we're at on the road. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, I try and I reflected tonight too. I don't know if you did the same, but like, a month ago we were screaming for a win, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna sit here tonight and pile on and go, oh, it's not good enough. We've got to expect more, this and that. Like that'll come. But with where we're at and the year that we've had, like you're taking a run, man. You have to, and you just hope they come back after the bye and they're in better nick and they're switched on. They're locked in. That's it. You just got to lock in now. This is like you're in a fight. You are in a fight with the rest of the pack, and it's well and truly alive. Well and truly alive if they want it. So it's exciting stuff, man. It's exciting.
Coming to Sydney?
Nah, you? I'm not that brave. Not yet. Not yet.
I'll tell you what, at halftime, I'm like, why do I do this to myself?
Yeah, right. What were you thinking, like first half, going to halftime?
Nah, halftime, I was with my sister tonight. We're at the front. And I just, because she didn't come last week. Banana. She didn't come last week. And then she's just like, we were just talking about it at halftime. We're like, it's like they got into that mind frame that they do when they say after losses, oh, we just sort of expected it to happen. Cripps they were sort of almost like relying on Cripps to lift them in the first. It was maybe a level of complacency mixed with a freshness of the Bombers. The Bombers look like us a bit when we had our first game with Josh Fraser, and yeah, it just looked kind of grim. But I always felt that we would settle. I did always feel like we would have some sort of a momentum swing in the game, and I didn't think it would take too much to get the game back on our terms.
Which it didn't in the end. And I was sitting pretty high up. I was like behind the goals, nosebleeds tonight. I could see the ground pretty well. And even in the first half, like I was really frustrated because from what I could see, the way that we were set up, it wasn't great defensively, but when we had the ball, we were going. Like you could see the wave, you could see that run that we've seen the last few weeks. It's just like they were just missing that handball. They were just making the wrong decision going inside 50 or whatever it was. And then going the other way, it looked like there was no accountability, like defensively as a group. That clearly shifted in the second half. You could see it from up there. Like there was whatever happened at halftime, it was the complete opposite to whatever happened with Voss, because Fraser must have given them an absolute hiding for that first half effort. So good to see the response. That's what you want. Regardless of opposition, you've still got to get the job done, right? Like 15 points down, halftime, came out winners. It's 20 odd points turnaround. So, yeah, look, it's going to be a interesting second half of the year. Interesting. I'm really, really intrigued by what happens with this group, Tez. Very intrigued.
Bring it on.
That's it, man. I'll talk to you soon. Enjoy your night.
Hey, mate. See you tomorrow. Footy Nutter. Terry asked Joe if he's going to see... Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. The Ball of Truth.
Hey, Tez. How are you, bro?
Good, mate. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm relieved. Freaking exhausted at the same time. But,
it was one of those, wasn't it? It was one of those ones.
It was one of those ones. It was like the most authentic, typical Carlton performance tonight. Yeah. How many of those heart-wrenching ones have we had? Look, I'm wrapped, absolutely wrapped. We won because I thought we played terrible, and usually we lose those ones. But like, I am a little bit concerned, and I hope that it's just a one-off. But at the same time, it feels weird, man, because like we've won 4 in a row. So it's easy to get stuck into that. All right, maybe we're not as good. Maybe the false hope, all that stuff. But we won. So I'm like, all right, the bye couldn't have come at a better time, because I hope Josh Fraser starts ripping into these blokes, regroup. And then, because we've got the biggest game, in my opinion, next, and that's the Giants. I don't know if anyone's actually mentioned that yet. After the bye, we've got Giants, and we owe them one. We owe them one. That game is huge. But tonight, exhausting. I don't know if it was because of last week. Were you there tonight?
I was there tonight.
How did it feel being in the stadium as opposed to the week before?
Well, I think mentally going in, it was different for everyone because this week, I felt most, if not all of us, had that we should be winning.
Yes.
And then there was within that was a lot of people saying, oh, this should be, if we're serious, if we're serious, then we do this by 10 goals. I was never there. I always just felt that it was going to be ugly and just escape with 4 points. That's how I felt about it the whole time. So I don't feel as angry and disappointed as what others do. I think if you set yourself up for this game tonight thinking it should be a belting, you're probably feeling frustrated. But I didn't let myself I was excited about last week. We beat Geelong. It was an amazing night.
Yeah.
But I haven't forgotten where we are and what's happened this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think you nailed it, man. If we went in there expecting to win by 10 goals, I don't know if that's what they actually thought, the players, and that's why we came out lackluster and flat-footed. But the fact that we still responded by playing terrible, we kind of stole that off them. So that's pleasing to see. But I didn't care how we won. At halftime, I'm sitting there and I'm like, please, for the love of God, win. Because can you imagine the backlash if we lost? It would have been chaos, abomination. There would have been people on Lygon throwing everything at Icon Park. So, no, it was good. And I don't know if it was because of last week that we had, you know what I was thinking, man? Last year, we beat Geelong. We won 3 in a row. And then the next week, we went out to Adelaide and got absolutely spanked. And I had that same feeling tonight.
True. Yeah, last year, I remember that. Yeah.
Because that Geelong win last year was actually massive because we had beaten North Melbourne and Eagles. North Melbourne and Eagles. And then the Geelong was like, all right, are we seriously serious about this year? And we won. And then the following week, we got embarrassed. This week, we had the big win. We almost got embarrassed, but we won. So there's a difference. Somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who were your standouts tonight?
Harry Dean, man.
Yeah.
Harry Dean was awesome. I'm so, I don't know if because I just finished my stream, I popped over. So I don't know who's being negative about the win. Look, during the game, I was frustrated. I was angry, of course. You're watching crappy decisions, skill errors, fumbling, this and that. So of course we're just going to be angry, but no one can be angry at 4 points. I don't know. I don't know about that.
They could try.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm happy, man.
I don't know what it is. Maybe if we were a top 4 team, I could understand it. We're not a contender, so I don't have the shoulds too much this year.
That's a good point, especially because you mentioned our first 10 games of the year, how bad we were. We're only starting to come good the last month. So, look, I'm hoping, it's just a one-off bad performance, and I think it is. Because there were still little traits of the way we wanted to play tonight. We just couldn't pull it off, and the energy was different. But, yeah, man, Harry Dean stood out for me. Billy Wilson, I know he can make a few mistakes, but he still kept trying to take the game on. Harry Mackay was good. I thought Chera actually had one of his better games this season tonight. Yeah. Still got around the 18 to 20 touches, but every time he touched it, he was more reliable than our other midfielders tonight. And he took 11 marks. So there you go.
Look, he's been asked to play a completely different role. I don't know what his heat map says. I don't know if he played as much on the wing tonight as what he did the last few weeks. But I thought he had some important marks to take wide and in space, which he did. And
Who stood out for you at the game?
Well, I loved Ben Ainsworth's game.
Yeah, he was great. And he scored that ripping goal in the last.
That was the first time I stood up and roared when he kicked that goal. That got me. I think the crowd as well.
Yeah,
it got me up and about.
Same, because it was that belief. Okay, now we can go on and win this.
Yeah.
But speaking of that goal, McGovern, who was basically nowhere to be seen tonight, had one of the best spoils of the game. He caused that turnover, and then Flynn Young got the loose ball, handballed it inside to Benny, and Benny's like, mate, this is my moment. Bang! going. Loved it. Loved it.
Yeah. I will watch it again. I sensed that in that fourth quarter, there was a lot of players that lifted McGovern didn't have a great game, but he did have I'm pretty sure he had a solid 5-minute patch in the fourth quarter somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it was. I just felt
he did.
He led strongly and he attacked the footy strongly in that fourth, but obviously overall the game won't be great.
Nah, and like that's what it was tonight. So a lot of players didn't have good games. Like even Jack Ison, young Jack Ison, I thought he didn't have probably one of his worst games out of the 4 that he's played. But look, he's young, so we forgive him. But like everyone, man, it was all about moments tonight for me. Just everyone had a moment that they needed to get, and they got it, and that's what got us over the line. So I'm happy, man. Go into the break now, and that's it.
What do you think we do in the ruck position? The reason why I ask, I'm a massive Pito fan. He hasn't looked the same since he came back from the hand injury,
bro.
And I don't know what it is.
10 minutes ago, I said the same thing on my end, the exact same thing, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to give him a rest. I know we've got the bye, but we signed Flynn Riley, so let's give him a game. He's been killing it. Just see what he has to offer. I know it's risky because we're going on a little bit of a run now, but they could have put him in for this game, I reckon. But yeah, since Pitternet has done the hand, he hasn't been the same. And I don't know, man. Like, I love all these guys, and I'm just it's all love. But I don't think he was great tonight, and I don't think he has been for the last month. So I'm ready to get Flynn Riley a go in this side. Maybe give Pitto a rest.
This is the interesting thing because we're going to want to see Harry O'Farrell play, but we might be a live chance for the wild card. We're going to want to see Flynn Riley. Well, Flynn Riley signed it. It was a 6-month. He opted for the 6-month deal.
Okay.
Did he? Draft. Yeah. So he's on the list for senior list for 6 months, and then it gets sort of talked about and renegotiated at the end of the year. See what we do. We might sign him, long term. But so there's just a couple of players that definitely there's that balancing act of I want to see what you can do in this team. You're young or you've got potential, mixed with we want to win games because we could be playing finals football.
True. I just don't think it would hurt us to give him a crack. Like I don't think form-wise, Pitternet at the start of the year was awesome, and then the hand happened and whatnot. I just don't think he's breaking down walls right now, so it could be a good chance and opportunity to get someone like Flynn Riley in. There's also Hudson O'Keefe as well, he can kind of play ruck as well, but no, I'm open to it. I'm open to it.
Yeah, I love it, man. Well, happy bye. Enjoy. Man. 4 in a row. Go Blues.
Fuck yeah. Go Blues. Thanks for having me on, bro.
No worries, man. All right, Matt. Hello, mate.
Terry, how you going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm relieved. I had a feeling this one was going to be a little bit uncomfortable just because of last week and the highs of last week. I thought this one was going to be a little bit uncomfortable, and it was.
It's that typical letdown spot in sport, not just footy, but like in world sport. I mean, I think San Antonio Spurs is a great example. Like just the emotional high, if you watch basketball, of winning against OKC, beating them, getting to the finals. Like that was so emotional. It spilled out, and they lose game 1 of the finals the week or the next game. It just happens.
Yeah, it is. That happens in sport regularly, and obviously, like all my Essendon mates, like that I was talking to before the game, I was telling them they're going to have a sugar hit at some point, and I was just saying to them that I hope it's not tonight, but I felt like it was going to come tonight. It didn't come last week, and they looked terrible against West Coast, but I don't know, the Solomon factor, the fact that they're playing against us, they're back at home. I just had an ugly feeling about this game all week. I never wanted to move on from the Geelong game. I almost couldn't be bothered with the prospect of playing Essendon, and I don't know if that seeped into it shouldn't obviously seep into the mentality of the group, but when I start hearing Carlton fans talking about how much we win by rather than just getting the job done, it just, I don't know, I start getting uncomfortable. We're just not that team yet.
Totally agree with you. I'm with you. And you know what's funny? This morning, I'll watch the fourth quarter of last week one more time.
Yeah, just get it in again, just in case
Just to live
it
through it,
goes
because I
down.
was like, I don't know what's
Yeah.
going to happen tonight. And if I'm
Yeah.
being dead honest, I was very avoidant of this game tonight, just from a pre-game hype point of view.
Same.
I was never wanting to, like, had the option, could have done the game day stream today. I was like, I'm not trying to, overhype this game. I just want to get there and get it done and come home.
Yeah. I actually think that is what we looked like as a team at the start. And Essendon, you have to give them credit, because I feel like their pressure was through the roof. I haven't seen like the numbers or anything, but I feel like their pressure was through the roof early, and they were taking away our handball game early. We kind of played into that by over possessing at times. I think there was one in the first, might be in the first or second, where Dirksen had a good handball into Cowan in the corridor, and he's staring down the 50, and he chose to handball back onto the 50 line where Ainsworth was like sitting in traffic. And look, I understand why we're trying to create those habits, but yeah, there was just times where we kind of played into it a little bit and overpossessed. But you have to give Essendon credit; their pressure was really good early. And it looked like we weren't quite ready for it, which is disappointing.
Dirksen's an interesting one, because he only plays when Wiedering's unavailable. He's in the team and then he's out of the team. He hasn't really had a chance to settle. He plays VFL, he plays AFL. He plays VFL in the forward line, then he plays AFL, then he plays VFL in the back line, then he plays he hasn't settled. He has some traits. There's a competitiveness to him there. Yeah, he makes errors at times, but he's a bit daring as well. And so it's just a tricky spot for him to be in, because as soon as Wiedering's available and healthy, he plays, and Dirksen doesn't play.
I felt like we actually did miss Wiedering a little bit tonight. Just a bit of composure and steadiness, a bit of calmness at the back. But you're right about Dirksen. When I started seeing him playing forward VFL, I had those same thoughts. Like, it's going to make it very difficult for him to get any continuity in his game. Coming in and out of the seniors, playing different roles in the VFL. But then again, at the same time, if he's got that ability to swing forward and back, if touchwood, if a Harry goes down, then you kind of need him to be able to swing forward as well. So he's in that awkward list spot, kind of where Lewis Young has been sitting for the last few years. But it is an interesting one.
What do you think? So I was talking about it tonight. I think Dirksen is like our future McGovern, if that makes any sense. Like, as in, he's the guy that can play behind the ball and ahead of the ball. I just see traits of McGovern in him, who's played at both ends.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got the same mobility that a McGovern has, in like that. McGovern's got quite a good, I don't know, we call it the sprint speed. So that's where Gov comes in handy, I feel, forward of the ball, because the ball will drop to the ground and he's very quick to pick up, get a handball, pick up, kick goal. I don't know if Dirksen's quite got that, but I do agree that he can definitely, is handy to have on the list and to be able to plug holes at either end. I think you've got to have players like that. You see it, like, everyone takes the piss out of Billy Frampton, but I think he's important for a team like Collingwood that lacks like key stock. So I agree with you. I think he can be handy going forward, but it'll be interesting to see whether he gets, I don't know if he's got a 1-year contract or to the end of this year, or if it's next year as well.
Someone put it up earlier. I don't know if he was on that list.
Because I think once O'Farrell comes back as well, it's gonna get even more. He's just gonna get pushed further down the list. Unless you then focus on keeping him as a backup forward option.
So I look at O'Farrell and the runway for O'Farrell. I'm thinking, okay, is that the Nick Haynes replacement? Like, we have Haynes right now. I don't know if Haynes stays on next year. He might not. But, you sort of build towards a pathway where O'Farrell plays the role that Haynes plays. I don't know if that's the way to look at it. But a guy like Dirksen, I think, for him to stay on the list, he's got to be versatile and play both ends.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. No, the one that hasn't really been spoken about too much, but needs a bit of a shout out.
I can't go past Harry Dean. I know he's probably been mentioned, but he absolutely towed up Caddy. I mean, Caddy wasn't helped out by some of Essendon's kicking inside 50, but Dean's reading of the ball in flight for a first year player is unbelievable. And him. I know Hayward and Ainsworth have probably been mentioned already, but I've bang on about these two blokes for a long time. I've been fans of them while they're at the Suns and the Swans. They both took their moments in the last quarter when you need those types of players to step up and finish, and they both did it, and it won us the game. Big moment for Taylor Byrne. Set shot, pack G again. So yeah, I was right for him. Brody Kemp worked really hard. I know that's just should be a baseline thing, but he does work really hard and he competes. He doesn't get beaten easily. I feel, and he keeps going. He doesn't stop. His head doesn't drop. I think only one game where he's had a proper stinker this year was probably the Melbourne game where he got beaten up by Lever a bit. But yeah, he just doesn't stop. I like that about him. Then I'm going to go back to Ainsworth again. I thought he was terrific through the middle again. That's been a really good move for us, just to add something different through there. His decision making with ball in hand is really underrated. And anyone that I spoke to about Ainsworth at the start of the season, I was talking about how it could be one of the traits of the off season. We've just been crying out for a player like that, and he's finally getting his flowers being at Carlton.
So two things that you've mentioned there, I just want to touch on. So Harry Dean, I remember, it was one of the first few fan cams of the year. I remember thinking he was spoiling a lot first few games, and I remember thinking as soon as he starts marking some of these balls, away he goes. He's there.
Yeah.
And then Kemp, I reckon he's kicked 23 goals for the year now. I'm pretty sure it's 23 goals for the year.
He's kicked a lot of critical goals as well.
Yeah. So that's if we're talking about a 40-goal season from Brody Kemp coming off the Achilles, I think that's a big positive.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the other thing that Brody Kemp maybe doesn't benefit from at times is he's actually a lot of times getting the second key defender, and that's probably he's undersized a lot of times. It's not really his. He's not really at that level yet to be able to take the second key. So if you bring in another key forward in the off season and have Brody Kemp as the third. That probably, whether you have him or McGovern as the third, I'd struggle to see both in if you bring in a second key to play with Harry. But I think Brody Kemp would benefit massively from being the third forward as opposed to the second key. His endeavour and his work rate is really impressive.
Apologies, I think he's kicked 21. I think it's 21.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
20. I don't think they've updated on the website yet.
So we've played 13, so we're past halfway. But if he gets over 35, it's a really good return.
Yeah. Anyway, mate, love it. 4 in a row. Let's go.
Test. Yeah, we've got to be positive. I think the only reason people aren't as positive as we should be is probably because they were thinking about margins and stuff, and you've got to get that out. Look, the start to the game was not good enough, but the way we composed and responded second half was impressive, and we shouldn't take it for granted.
Got it done. Yeah, amen.
Yeah, love it.
Go well, mate.
Cheers, Tez. Thanks, mate.
See you, mate. All right. Lewis, are you? I see you in the waiting room. I don't know what's going on your camera. I might just wait. Wait. Lewis?
Hey, no. Sorry, I was just coughing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How are you?
Sorry, I was just coughing. Oh my god, I didn't expect you to pop me on.
No worries. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm alright. Sorry, I've been gone for a while. It's just that life things just happened. So yeah. Other than that, it's ever since I've been gone, Carlton started winning. So I've never felt more happy. Especially when it comes to being Essendon. I don't care how we win against them. I just care about winning against Essendon, especially because I just don't like them. I just want to just hop on and say that I'm very impressed with how we're playing with the young kids. Billy Wilson was, to me, my favourite player today, I think. His kicking was great, the way he ran, the way he represented. He's not that scared to go in for the ball as well. He's not that scared as well. That is a real big factor. Harry Dean, I mean, he's becoming, I think he's now an AFL defender. Just straight away in his first season, he has become a great defender, and to do this in his first season is incredible. I can't wait to see what he provides in the future. Jagger Smith also stepped in the last quarter. He had some good moments. And yeah, I felt like the club is coming together. And yeah, I can't wait to see what unfolds throughout the season.
Yeah, that's well said. Between the Sticks has a comment in the chat, which I think's just nailed it. And I don't think we've given him enough love tonight. And it always had a moment, went in low and
Yeah.
hard, won that football, won that free kick. He was awesome.
Yeah, I think like when it came to the second half, it's who's going to stand up, who's like the leaders, where's the leaders that was going to like stand up for our club. And George Chouet in the third quarter was the player that said, you know what, I'll put the team on the shoulders and I will make sure that I lead the charge. And for him to kick like 2 crucial goals against Geelong last week and against Essendon now, it just shows that he's probably still got his good football in him in 30 years, as a 30, like in his 30s. So I think we have to like look at that as well when it comes to like looking if we want to trade him or if we look at him as a player that we want him to stay. So yeah, I mean, like when it comes to the season, I don't care if we make the wild card. Look, I do want to make it, but at the end of the day, it's about, winning the games that you should win and just having a fair crack at it if you're versing the top teams. We beat Geelong, who are a top team. We beat the Dogs, who also are starting to become a top team. But when it comes to teams like Hawthorn, Fremantle, Collingwood, and all those other teams that, have had good season this year, I think what we want to see from these boys is just to give it all you got against the top teams. And when it comes to the teams that you should win, you should win. It's simple as that. I think that's what we expect from now on during the season. I mean, that's what I expect. But I know other players.
I don't think you don't care if we make the wild card or not. Just going to put it out there.
I think
if you're telling me if we're sitting here around 23, whatever it is we're playing, I think it's Fremantle, and we've got a chance to make the wild card, you won't be disappointed if we have a chance at it?
If we had a chance, well, you have to understand, we are coachless. We don't have a coach. That's number one. But number two, most importantly, I really think that as a playing group, we have to look at not only what we've been doing in the last 4 weeks, but also as the season as a whole. And, I feel like when we look at it, it has become like a roller coaster up and down. So I think as a club moving forward, you seem like, if we don't make the wild card this year, then that's okay, because as long as we bank some good wins in there and we try to go on game next year, get the right coach, I think, we'll be in a good position to go beyond expectations for next season. Simple as that.
Okay.
I mean,
love it, mate.
Simple as that. I mean, yeah.
Well, 1 week at a time. We'll win the bye. We'll win next week. Okay. So
when does Carlton ever want to buy?
Mate, we'll be winning the bye this year. I'll tell you that.
I just want to say this before I go. I feel like when it comes to the bye this week, do you think we'll be looking at coaching meetings, to see who's going to be the right coach for us? Do you think
I think that'll be. I think all of that's going to be happening behind closed doors for the rest of the season. That's why I think we can't forget where we're really at. We're a team that doesn't really know what the list will look like next year. We're not sure. It's been made pretty clear that we lack a transition game, or we want to improve the transition game. So we're still in this phase of change. We're going in a completely new direction when it comes to the new head coach and how the new head coach wants to play. We're going to be experimenting with players. We're going to play kids more. I mean, we are playing the kids. We are playing all of the kids. And Harry O'Farrell's going to play soon. I reckon Ben Camporelli's going to get a game at some point soon.
I think
You
Harry
know?
Charleston can get a game. I think Harry Charleston has probably
Maybe,
deserved to get a game maybe this year.
Maybe, yeah.
But look, and see the way you pointed out, I think the change, and how we got Josh Fraser in, and look, don't get me wrong, he's done a great job, but if we're going up against Fremantle teams like Gold Coast and all that, like you guys understand that they are probably way beyond better than us, and it's okay to not make the wild card this season as long as we see good development from our young kids and we get to see where we're heading in our direction. And right now, it's in a good spot. So we should not get ahead of ourselves. And look, if we make the wild card, that's good. That's actually gives us confidence for next year as well. But if we don't, then that's okay. As long as we, know what we're capable of for next season, we get the right coach. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Well said.
All right.
Well said. Lewis, well done, mate. Speak to you.
Thank you, man.
Speak
Glad
to
to
you
be
soon.
back.
See
Yeah,
you,
glad
man.
to be back, Terry. Go the Blues. See ya.
Go Blues. All right. I'm just going to play this little clip here. This is 55-second clip, but it's got a very interesting headline. It's from Jagger Smith. It says, "You're not going to beat anyone if you play 2 quarters of footy at the top level." So this is Jagger, I believe, with SEN. I'll just play it very quickly. Let's have a look.
Mainly probably directed at the midfielders. His message.
Sorry, it's about Josh Fraser. I think he gave the midfield a bit of a spray.
Mainly probably directed at the midfielders. His message was it was completely not good enough, and that I thought that was definitely fair enough. We got beat at the source. They were plus everywhere around stoppage and post clearance, like I said before. So we wanted to get back to playing our way, lifting our spirit a little bit, and I feel like we sort of did that in the second half. Yeah, I thought it was completely fair enough. So I was ready to sort of make amends. A few of my sort of skill execution was a bit down, so I wanted to lift in that area as well. So it was on me, on all the midfielders, and I think that's a credit to us as a side that we come out and responded, didn't go in our shells. You're not going to beat anyone if you play 2 quarters of footy at the top level, and ever since sort of Vossi's gone, we've been able to lift that sort of 4 quarter performances. But I've said it numerous times, he built the foundations. We were still trying to play that same way under Vossi, but it's just sort of clicked under Fraser, and he built these foundations. And it's great to have 4 on the trot. We'll head to the bye and we'll reset, but definitely need to learn a bit out of tonight.
Yeah, that is our captain in 5, 7, 8, 9 years. That's him. That's him right there. What a kid. These little pups, man. It's amazing. Tom.
Yeah. You beat me to it. I was going to shout out Jagger Smith. He's just, he's so impressive and he is so clean every time he goes near the ball. He doesn't fumble. He just gives those quick handballs. He plays how we want to play. Always looking to move the ball forward. He's just an impressive young lad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's honest. He's demanding of himself. I see that and I love it, right? Like, I love it. Half of me is like, enjoy yourself a bit, smile, but I don't think he's in this game. I think he's in this game to dominate and be the best. I think that's what that's his go. He wants to be the best in the comp. That's the kind of player he wants to be.
And in all fairness, I think Harry Dean is from the same mold as well. They both just, they're both just, for the 4 quarters of football, they are not going to miss any opportunity to be the best version of themselves.
So Harry Dean tonight had a couple of contests where, you can play as an honest defender and you just, back shoulder, but he took the risk and trusted his judgment of the ball in the air and took the intercept mark and sort of led his opponent under the footy. Wiedering's been doing it for a lot of his career. The kid's just, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I really don't. But this kid, he's really good. He's 18.
Yeah, and another, I was sitting level 1 behind the cheer squad tonight, and there was a moment in the game where Merritt had a quick shot on goal, and Harry Dean let Caddy go into the contest and mark the ball on the line, and he just wasn't directed by Haynes or Newman. He just has that game awareness as an 18-year-old that he's like, if this quick kick is going to come out, and he was there. It's just those little things that it's just instinctual football that we haven't had from our young guys for a very long time.
Yeah. Look, I think we can be confident in saying Harry Dean's going to make it at the level.
He's going to make it. Yeah, he's good enough.
Jagger's going to make it at the level.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like Taylor Burns got also 18 years old. Like he's
mate, Jack Ison. They've
serious
all got
stuff there, man. Yeah.
They don't want to be beaten, and I think that's what we sort of have been as a club for a long time. Yes, we've got our, our champions in Wiedering and Cripps and Walsh, but a lot of our fringe players have been okay with being okay. And I think this next wave of kids coming through, Cody Walker's going to be the same. You can just tell that they're in it. They want it. They want the fight. They're not going to fuck around. They're here to do something, and it's awesome.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. Bit of feeling in the air tonight. Like it broke out a bit. There was a bit of
it was there for the taking. I don't know. I haven't been listening. I've been coming home, but I really want to shout out Blake Acres tonight. I reckon he just doesn't stop all day.
Yeah. Good call, man.
And his possession was sort of left wanting a lot, but he's always there. If we need him in defence, like even in that last sort of play when Harry took a minute and a half to kick that shot on goal, it was Acres was the guy who was going up for the mark. And then when they were going for a shot on goal with Zach Reed, he was the one off the back of the pack. Like he's just, and those are the sort of things like Matt Carroll, he's learning off Blake Acres. You can tell by their running patterns. And it's just, like Cowan, again, he's Nick Newman 2.0. When Nick Newman goes, it's going to be okay.
Just on Acres, I ain't dropping him. He ain't going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He's staying in the ones.
Yeah. Ollie Hollins isn't getting his spot instantly back.
Yeah. Mate, Acres has done nothing wrong in his last 2 games.
And Adam Cherra's a wingman.
Fascinating, right?
He's a wingman.
Fascinating, Cherra. He's just integrated into this new role. He's not, they're not, I want to see the heat map. I said it earlier on the cams as well. I don't know. I'll wait for the ratings tomorrow, obviously, but I'm not sure if he played as much of the wing role, but I know that he was definitely out there at times. He's just playing his role and accepted his role for the team.
He took the most marks in the game. He took 11 marks.
Wow.
He's becoming, and he uses the ball well, and he's just becoming the guy that's like, if we need an outlet or just like a little short dinky kick, he's there. He's a good runner. He's always been a good runner. Yeah. But at the wing, he's just an outlet kick. And and I want to give a shout out to Frankie Evans. Like he just does the hard work, man. Like, and then that kick, that little like inside kick that he, I don't know who he kicked it to, but
did he kick the ball to Burn? Yeah, he did. He kicked the ball to Burn.
But he had every right to have a flying shot at goal, but he just looked locked in. And it's just those little things that we haven't been doing that just make a world of difference. It's just, And I was agreeing what you were saying earlier. I think Pitto's a bit off, but I think Pitto's just got to understand this new ruck rule, because I reckon he's the one ruckman that gets pinged the most in the league about
man. Oh my God, man.
He's got to figure it out, because it's really killing our momentum a lot of times. Like,
I think the rule maybe I'm just being a salty Carlton fan, but I even saw they paid it against Grundy today. Like, if you should be able to choose if you want to jump or not as a ruck. Like, you don't have to jump. I know that they're trying to promote the jumping ruck. I understand that. Grundy copped it today because De Koning flew, and Grundy was like, well, he's got position on me. I'm not going to jump now. It's too late. And he sort of stayed down and got pinned for crossing over that line. So I don't know.
Because it's just general moment. It's just general
with that rule.
You can't just stop yourself midair like you're clipping in a video game. Like, you have to, your momentum's got to go somewhere. Like, there's a bit of common sense that got to bring into that rule. But I think Pitto, when he's against an athletic ruckman, he finds himself in situations where he's mistimed his jump and is like, well, I've got to land somewhere.
Yeah.
So they've just got to, because Pitto used to be the master at let them jump, step behind them, and get that quick clearance. So he can't do that anymore. So it's going to tinker, but a win's a win at the end of the day. How did you feel like Will Hayward and Ollie Florent and then went today? I think they were really inspiring when the game was there to be won.
I agree with that. So Florent can be a little untidy early in the game, I thought.
Yeah.
But I thought, when the winning had to happen, and you needed to be clean and you needed to make the play, I think a lot of the guys were like that. Like, I didn't think McGovern had a good performance tonight. I thought he had a pretty average game, but I thought his fourth quarter in those contests where he needed to lift, I thought he did. And I think Florent was similar. I thought Cowan lifted in the second half. I thought he was a bit quiet first half.
Yeah.
Hayward,
McGovern plays, I think McGovern is, and with this all due respect, I think McGovern is the ultimate decoy forward. He leads well. He leads up the ground really well and creates a lot of space behind him. And if he gets the ball, it's a bonus. Like there was the perfect mark when Hayward kicked that goal. McGovern was actually holding the Essendon defender so he couldn't cut in front. And, you could say that he wouldn't know Hayward was there, but he's played a lot of footy, Mitch, and I think he just knew that if he can just hold his spot, Hayward or Harry were going to be there, and it got a goal. And it's the goal that won us the game, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Jack
Ison hasn't lost a game of football.
No, Jack Ison, he's the good luck charm. I mean, but this is what you want. You want these young kids like Jack Ison's not going to come in and kick 4 goals every week. Like he's just, but Taylor Byrne could have kicked 4 goals this week. It's just these young guys are just sort of, they know it's a team effort. They're not trying to win the game on their own boot. Like I kind of felt Jesse Motlop had a few years back. Like he was kind of like, if I don't kick the goals, there's no one else here that's going to do it as a small forward. But you even look at it now. How does Jesse Motlop get back into this side?
I think this team will look remarkably different this time next year.
100%. Like you've got, Jesse Motlop, Harry O'Farrell, Matt Carroll.
I mean, it already looks different to 12 months ago from today.
Absolutely
like 12 months ago from today, it looks different. And I think it's going to look completely different again. I think there's going to be another 3 guys that are playing regular ones footy next year that we're not playing regular ones footy this year.
Yeah, I think Cooper Lord's the big one. Like did you watch the VFL today?
I watched the first half and I watched the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's a little bit with his kicking for goal. Like he could have dominated today, but he's just that level above to play reserves. But you're not going to get rid of George Hewitt. You're not going to get rid of Cripps. Like this is what you want. You want guys that are just having to play 30 disposals, kick 4 goals to ever get a sniff. It's good.
It's very good, mate. 5 and 8 thoughts. What is it? What does 5 and 8 speak to you? What does it say, considering what we watched this year?
A month ago when we were 1 and 7, if you said, "Do you want to be 5 and 8 in a month?" I would have been like, "You ripper, sure." Who dies? Who died?
I would have said you're dreaming. I would have said you're fucking dreaming.
Yeah,
at 1 and 7. If you had to say we won 4 in a row, I did not see a way out.
No,
I saw maybe 1 win, like okay, maybe 2 or 3. Did not see 4 in a row.
No, and it goes down as a loss, but I think the changing of the guard was that second half in Brisbane. They showed the foundations in that second half of what the month was that followed.
It was real, and maybe we'll look back on that halftime, like after halftime at Brisbane, like we have been looking back at, after quarter time against GWS.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been spoken about in a very similar vein, but obviously opposite.
And you can argue that Voss knew that he was going. Did he just do what Fraser's done and just been like, well, I'm not coaching for my life anymore, release the shackle? Like there's just so many, it's a documentary in 20 years that the Voss years that they're going to look at and be like, what actually happened in that second half of Brisbane? But,
yeah.
But no, what are you going to do for your bye?
What am I going to do for my bye?
You're going to go to Sayers Court or courtroom?
I wish it was on next week. I would go. I think the hearing's in November. I'm pretty sure.
It's going to be open to the public, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's like, do like a training report at the front every.
Yeah, I do like. I mean, I don't do it anymore. I used to go to the Supreme Court and just watch it. Like, you can go in. I mean, unless they have have
Obviously,
certain
yeah.
matters and hearings is closed, you can just go and watch. It's really interesting. Am I going to go watch the Luke Sayers trial?
November. Hey, there's not much footy content going on. That's perfect for you.
Yeah, I'll probably be in Thailand by then. I think I've got better things to do in my life. Worry about fucking grown ass man and his fucking personal issues.
But man, yeah. But back to the footy. I mean, we just said it. Like, we all talk about the second half of the Giants game. Go back to NG Stadium. Go back to the doldrums of Western Sydney and try and turn the season around.
Yeah, it's all about the Giants, mate. It's actually all about the Giants. It's all about getting the rest in, and the Giants game. It's the what if, isn't it?
I'm beginning to believe, but if we beat the Giants, I'm in full Nuffy mode. I'm all the way in. If we beat the Giants,
we beat the Giants, and it's on. Yeah.
Yeah. If we beat them like we played Port, just in control, it's real. Full Morpheus mode. I'm beginning to believe.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Yeah, all about it.
Love it, mate. Yeah. Good stuff. Go
Look
Blues.
After yourself. Go Blues.
Naomi.
G'day, Terry.
Hey.
First time, long time.
Thanks for coming on. Great to have you here.
Yeah. My heart's just starting to calm down a bit now, which is great. That's a tense night, I'll tell you. Yeah.
It was stressful,
but,
and it was very tense.
And to Josh Fraser and all of the coaching staff. I really want to send out a really big thank you to them. I feel that I don't know, the shackles are off now, and I think kudos to them. They've done well. Not only Josh Fraser, but also the rest of the stuff there. It's starting to look up, which is really great.
Yeah, I mean, they've done the best that they possibly could have given the circumstances, haven't they? They've had to just reshuffle their roles, and Josh Fraser didn't know if he was... I mean, you never really know if you're ready for any new role, but I mean, I'm sure he's going to have a lot of confidence given to him in whatever he... I mean, he wants to be a coach, whether he's ready to coach, from next year or maybe a little bit more longer. It's just great for his development too.
Absolutely. And, good luck to him going forward. And I'm glad that George was given another opportunity, because he really, really missed me tonight. So just some clutch moments. Really great to see him out there. I felt really missed him, and just really good to see him back. So.
Yeah. Do you believe?
Oh, always. And I always say happiness beating Essendon. So, it's like, I don't care if it's 5 points, although I did kind of a heart attack at the end. I we gave up sort of point difference. And I was like, oh, God, please don't lose by a point. But
yeah, I think we just lost you, Naomi. The connection wasn't great. If you want to maybe give it a try again, I can get you back in. Tolls, are you there? I see you in the waiting room, but I don't know if you're around. I'll get Jad in. Jad.
Hey, brother. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. I was feeling sick this week, wasn't I, over this game?
You were.
Holy shit.
You weren't alone. I understood it. I think a lot of us felt it. It was the typical one that you just slip up.
And I was actually, when it looked like we were going to lose, I was like, fucking Terry. Coming, giving me his confidence, and he's, nah, don't worry about it. I was really upset with you for a minute.
Wait, what did I tell you? What did I say to you? Oh, yeah, that's right. You were like, oh, I feel sick to my stomach. Am I being ridiculous?
it's so funny. It's like I don't trust my own emotions because I'll tell you, and then I'm like, am I being stupid? Like I just don't trust myself. I don't know. But look, I'm actually watching it now because I was only able to get glimpses of it. But one thing I do want to say is, like, comparatively to Essendon, I like the fact that we aren't super young. I like the direction that this list build is going in because I think this whole thing about being super young and loaded with kids and that it just takes time. I just think that's a bit of a cop out. I think it's a myth, to be honest.
Yeah.
I guess like this whole, the whole rebuild narrative thing, like, oh, you got to Essendon have more kids than Carlton. It's like, cool, be that. You guys can be that all you want, and just hope it clicks one day for them. We've been that how many times? We've been where they are, and it never happened. So I think this is a more mature method of rebuilding that we're doing, and I think this is what actually works more often than the whole like ground zero rebuild, kids. So
yeah, because I mean, look, let's face it, Ison and Byrne and maybe even Flynn Young to an extent, at some point they will need some time back in the two, like a little touch up. They'll have their ups, their downs, and that's where you bring in. I don't know, like this year. I'm talking about just this year. Like Lockie Fogarty might get another chance this year, a little later in the season. When the young boys need some confidence or whatever. Like I think that's where we got it wrong last time. We went kids and we just gave them the entire team to lead.
yeah, have I frozen? Can you hear me?
You are frozen. I can hear you. I'm not sure what's
All
happening.
right, that's great for the viewers. Yeah, yeah, I'm really I'm really confident and happy in it. Like I really do enjoy this direction. And one more, like, can I just say, does Harry look a bit angrier these days? All right, let's go on.
Harry Mackay, I think he looked. Wait, are you here?
No, can you hear me? I don't know what's going on.
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear
Oh,
you.
okay. All right,
Oh,
continue.
it's like I'm talking to God.
That's so weird.
I think. So what it says is your camera's. Oh, hang on. What? Wait, you can still hear me? No.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you're
You
here.
got me?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Harry in the ruck has unlocked him. It just keeps him engaged.
Mate, I'm watching him and he looks like he actually, like, his facial expressions, he looks pissed.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it, mate. I'm loving it. He's so like grumpy now. I'm fucking stoked. So happy for him.
Yeah. I think we've fallen into that. So often we've spoken on the fan cams about the modern game and how we've fallen behind. I think we've accidentally realized that Harry Mackay is the modern ruck, the modern forward who can play a little bit in the ruck.
Yeah, I swear he was doing it not like a couple of years ago, and then it just never happened again. I don't know. I feel like it's not the first time he's gone into the ruck, but I love the fact that he looks grumpy now. Really like it.
Yeah, and the game was not in our favor when he kicked. He got 2 free kicks and kicked both those goals. We did not have the momentum on our side from memory in those moments. So like he kicked the goals he needed to kick tonight.
And yeah, and I just want to give Kemp some credit. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not. I really don't get the hate. I never really have, because I think he's that guy, like, at training who can do things that the best players just can't maybe do. But then it'll balance out with his mistakes, and then he just fucks it up. But he's got that weird talent where he can just do freaky things, and I think he works his ass off. And I think he's doing as well as he could, really,
Mate.
other than the mistakes. But yeah,
he's kicked 21. I don't know if it's updated properly on the Carlton website. The Carlton website right now says that he's kicked 21 goals. He's played 13 games, but it doesn't actually show the 13th game against Essendon in the list. So that's led me to believe that it could be 23 goals, but it's 20 plus goals halfway through the year. if he gets anything close to 40 this year, I'm wrapped.
Yeah, well, mate, even like 30. If he hits 30, that's
Yeah.
who at the start of the year could have expected that from him?
Yeah.
I think he works his ass off, Terry. I really think he's just yeah. I'm happy with him. I'm happy for him to stay in this team for as long as he can, and hopefully be that that third one day when we get another forward in. But yeah, no, I'm not. I don't cop the campaign.
How do you manage your own way of supporting going into GWS? Like, what does that game mean to you, or is it just another game?
Far out, mate. Look at me. This game. This is the season.
Yeah.
Like you said it before. You're asking how I'd support. I would be kidding myself and trying to protect my own feelings if I was just going to be like, it's that game. It's away. Giants are really good rebounding at a defense team, this and that. But fuck, if we want to get the most out of this year, got to win this one, don't you?
Yeah. It just sets the tone for the whole second half of the year. It's weird because we're like a little bit. Actually, no, we called our expectations as a fan base at the start of the year, but then 1-7 happened, and we're just like distraught. Now I've got a little bit of hope back. We've beaten Geelong, beaten the Dogs, and now it's just like we know that there's a coach search happening. We know that there's a list turnover happening. So that the team and the club is like going to be different, and there's all of that. So we're not a contender, but at the same time, you beat the Giants. You're in the hunt. Like, you genuinely, the season's, you're as alive as anyone else fighting for that spot in the wild card.
Yeah, and look, I am all, me, I am very forward thinking. I'm all about what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But if we can squeeze the most out of this season as we can, that aids our build.
Yes.
Jagger, Dean, Byrne, Wilson. It's equally as important for the future as it is now. It's just as important. So
plus attracting free agents. Because if they see, oh wow, this team just made a wild card, I can make this team better. And I'm playing for Carlton, and the crowds and the vibes, and I think that shouldn't be understated as well. That's an important reason to win, because you can attract good talent, good coaches as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. What's it going to do for the next coach, right?
Yeah.
Because do people realize every week now since we sacked him, there would be 20 assistant coaches watching our games every week, picking them apart, frame by frame, play by play, player by player. The type of attention we're getting now, it goes beyond just a game of footy. People are analysing everything that happens on the ground with our list. Same with Essendon. So, yeah, man, I'm not going to fool myself and say it doesn't matter. I want to fucking beat them. And also, I think you touched on it before, I want to sort of squash that demon of what happened in that second half under Voss when it fell apart. True. I think a lot of us think back to that, what happened that fucking day. Let's exercise that demon and just squash it, move on.
Yeah.
In that soulless ground.
Back to GWS. I haven't actually been back to GWS since the incident in 2021.
The incident? What was the incident?
Remember when I screamed over I went full nuff. I screamed over the fence at the players.
Oh, and someone smirked at you?
Yeah, I deserved it.
Yeah. You deserved it.
I deserved to be punched in the face that night.
Yeah, fuck, I don't know. I wasn't there, but yeah, mate, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I've got for you. But yeah, I'm happy with today. It's so good to beat Essendon, mate.
Yeah.
I can, you know what? I've actually, so bad. I've gotten used to losing to Collingwood.
Yeah.
But I think that's the only one I can get used to. And I don't want to, but you know what I mean? Losing to fucking Essendon. Jesus Christ.
You were in fine form last week, by the way. You're like, you know what? I'm feeling combative. I don't respect Geelong.
No, I've had it. You know, I've had enough of being told by the media how great they are.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit, Terry.
And how Scott having a cry because a fan, like calling the fan the nuffy, because
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, it's that. It's that. It's that entitlement. Oh, far out, mate. Anyway,
All right.
I'll love you and leave you.
Go Blues.
Go.
See you, mate. All right. Tolls, I see you there. Moondog, Blues challenged, responded, wasn't pretty, but a W. Yeah. Tolls.
Oh, that was more stressful than it had any right to be.
Yeah. That's a rivalry game for you.
Oh, sure is. You know, it sounds funny, but for most of the game, because I was in the bar again, I had not a great view, but I was seeing us doing fucking not much, really. And my sentiment at the time was, end of this game is going to be either disappointment or annoyance. And it wasn't until I started actually getting stressed that we started playing well. You know, there's got to be the stress in there. We can't have a calm day at the footy.
Look, it's in our DNA, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
Well, as in, sorry,
Cardiac
there's
calm.
the Carlton of back in the day where, you know, people who used to go to the footy, Carlton was dominant and you just knew that they would win. That was then. Now it's only really ever been this way.
Yeah, it's we could never have it easy.
No,
just never again.
Yeah. What were the key themes and issues from tonight for you?
I think the difference here is that we got taken to the brink again, but this time the difference under Fraser is they blinked first. We had a shitty, scrappy game, but we still managed to get the win. We had that under Richmond. It felt a lot like the Richmond game, but in this case, we were coming from behind until the last quarter, where we pushed out to 3 goals and then lost it back down to 5 points. But hey, it is what it is. We survived.
Yeah. What does it do for your confidence? Because a lot of the talk tonight's been around, 1-7. Now we're 5-7.
I was full nuffy after last week. This was a reality check. I'm glad the reality check came with 4 points attached. That's
great call. It was a reality check.
Yeah.
With a win.
Yes, that's it. Apart from that, fuck man, the kids are good. It's just another day of the kids are good. Another week of the kids are good. Like fucking 39 is going to start becoming a reserve number. Like we reserve it for the next big recruit. I'm telling you.
Just want to look him up again. I reckon we picked him up in the 40s in the draft.
It was
what
the
was Taylor
40s?
Byrne? I reckon he was drafted. Dude, this kid, Taylor Byrne, 18 years old, right? 14th of November 2007. So he's born a day after Harry Dean. He's played 8 games, 5 goals. Pick 45 in the draft. 18 years old.
Hey, not bad when your number's lower than your draft pick.
Yes.
But I don't know what I'm saying there. I think that was a bit of a nothing statement.
You know what, Tolls? You say whatever you want, mate. It's your night.
But like, I don't know why. I was just thinking about it. It's just like Jack Ison and Taylor Byrne they're the kind of recruits where you regret not reserving lower numbers for. Like fuck, we got this champion running around in number 39. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, have we had a duo or even trio of small forwards this good for how long? Probably since the Skeeto fleet. Like, we've had Eddie Betts. Eddie Betts never really had a second, or it was kind of just him. Like, fuck, man, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm wanting. I get a little jolt of excitement when the ball goes to ground in the forward half. I haven't fucking felt that in years. Like, it for so long, it's either been Charlie or Harry takes a mark, or it's going back the other way.
Yeah.
But
mate, this is a completely different dynamic. Yeah. We're relying on different avenues to goal.
Yeah.
So
I think every week that Cooper Lord is playing in the twos, he is getting more and more filthy about it. Like, he is like, I think, yeah, these kids are the future. They need to be playing games together. I think we're doing pretty good for no list manager. Got to say that much.
True. Confidence levels against the Giants in 2 weeks' time.
Well, we're underdogs, so it's going to be Blues by 30.
All right.
No, I don't know. I'm thinking the Giants are looking pretty good, but I think we're certainly a lot better when we're the underdogs. I don't know fucking what it is. We just can't deal with the pressure of expectations. Whatever. Whatsoever. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Something that needs to be managed. Anyway.
Go well, mate. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. No worries.
Go Blues.
Go Blues.
Boyle Grim Timmy over there in the US. Kemp is Brad Pierce. Ainsworth is Greg Williams. Those are big compliments. It feels like the team is starting to gel. Not 100%. I've seen it happen before, and I feel it again. Love that. Love that from you. All right. I've got Tony, and then I reckon we'll do the press conference after that. Tony.
Good evening there, Terry. How you feeling?
Good, mate. Is this Tony HQ in the UK?
This is Tony HQ, the home office this time. Sunday night. One of our few Sunday games I've got coming up. Just moved in, so it's a bit of a shambles. Just like Carlton tonight. That was the reason that game tonight. The players should give the money back for making us watch that. And as the previous caller said, that is a reality check as to why we are in this situation in the first place. And if I hear Jagger Smith one more time give Voss credit, then they might as well give the job back to Voss. Why did they not play for him for the first 8 weeks? It's like the third week in a row that he's been talking about Voss. Okay, I think the Carlton PR team have had enough there, mate. I think you can stop talking about it. But I know we get our hopes up from the previous 3 weeks, and we've just come off dismantling a top 4 team who had just belted Sydney and Brisbane. So once again, Carlton getting our hopes up. But credit to Essendon, it was like playing at Futsal Oz in Brunswick against a team that was terrible, and they brought you down to their level, and that's what it was like. And they didn't really care that Merritt was on the half back. Setterfield had probably the most meters gained tonight than he has in his whole career. But Fraser made a coaching move and puts Hewitt to Durham and barely had a touch. And then we started to wake up and get going. So some positives to take out of tonight. But this was a typical Carlton 2001, 2022, 2021, 2022. We'd won a couple of games, get ahead of ourselves, think we're going to walk in against a terrible opposition. And then guess what? They give you a smack between the eyes. And out of those 14 centre clearances that Essendon got, I reckon 11 of them were from free kicks with the bullshit ruck rule. And like, what are we doing here? Did the AFL feel a bit sorry for Solomon and Essendon. What happened there?
Shocking, man. Shocking. So much the umpires happens every now and again. They were so involved in this game tonight. It felt like a bit of a manufactured game it's a weird thing to say, but it just felt over officiated.
Yeah. Like we saw 7-0 free kicks against Carlton in the second quarter. And I was just like, well, and then typical anti-Carlton commentary, like every game. Oh, Essendon are doing real well on the centre clearances. Mate, they're all been from free kicks. As soon as the umpires didn't touch it and Eleni could actually clear about 10 metres of space so she didn't hit into a player, look at that. Cripps and Walsh with one arm started to get some clearances. So, yeah, it was just annoying. Like, it was already a dour game and the umpires had to come in and, like, just try and will them over the line. But Harry Dean showed, again, should be top 3 for Rising Star, along with Jagger and Willem Dersma. Durka Wade Dirksen, again, had his moments. Terrible with the ball and led to a few turnovers. And one thing that I really loved, and I think it was in that maybe the start of the fourth quarter, it was a center clearance, and Ollie Florent came off the line and hit it with the body and took the ball, and I think it got us into a inside forward 50, which you wouldn't have seen from Adam Sard, I would say. So I think Ison's probably in for a rest. Had his couple of touches, but 7 touches I think he's in, but he only played like 67% game time, but he might be, bye comes at a good time for those boys. And Taylor Byrne really took his opportunity. 2 goals, 2, a couple of scoring involvements, and a couple of tackles from 59% game time. So it's interesting to see how they played that, because Essendon really walked it out of the back line a fair bit.
The Merritt behind the ball move was interesting. They've also got Ridley, who played at the 2s today. I mean, there's a bit going on, I think, behind the scenes. I think they just know that Merritt's going to go. He's going to ask for the trade again. And I think they've conceded, speaking of Bomber banter this week, I think they've just kind of conceded that Ridley won't be playing there. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting from them.
They'll get some picks for Merritt, which they should have, but they won't get as much. They will. They'll trade Ridley to Gold Coast, or one of them, get some picks and restart. They'll be all right. But again, I felt sorry for. Felt sorry for Nate Caddy, because it was like watching him play for Carlton. Couldn't hit the they couldn't hit him. They made our lives better. But yeah, that kid's something special. I wish we had something like that. But Benny Ainsworth, he said it last week. He loves to start fights to get things going, and he carried the team on his back and did it. And he had a crack at Blackiston. He had a crack at the bigger man, took him, and look at that. Actually showed a bit of heart, actually showed a bit of care. And
I think he took his teammates by surprise tonight. It was Ben Mackay kicked the goal, and then that's just such that is usually a moment where Carlton allow the momentum to just seize them up. It was so out of character for a Carlton player to start something in that moment. And I reckon his teammates took a little while to get there as well. It was kind of like, Benny, what are you doing? But it lifted him. He chose his moment really well, because that's a risky thing to do.
Oh yeah, and especially as the umpires love giving away after the ball free kicks against Carlton. So that was, but he did it well. Got him into a bit of a shit fight. Brought a bit of energy, brought a bit of flair, and they jumped on. So happy to see. And like, look, we'll go into the bye. The bye comes at a great time. Walsh is working on one shoulder, poor bloke. But we had Lord had a good game. Ben Camporelli had a good game. So if anything did have to happen to Walsh, and he took an extra week or two post the bye with that shoulder, because he couldn't tackle. He didn't want to go into any contest with that, to not risk it.
Mm-hmm.
But we had some good results here in the VFL with Lord and Camporelli. But Haynes had a few drop marks, and I was like, oh, is it time for the glue factory? But made up for it a couple of times. But Kemp worked his way into the game. Again, that's the work ethic of Kemp, where he's just having a shocker, was not sided. Like him and Gov and a few others in that first half, just not sided, but he kept going. But how is it that players like him miss a banana directly in front? I think it was Byrne or Frankie Evans that hit him. Miss that banana from like 15 in front, and then kicks it from 45 punt road end.
I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it.
But again, some positives to take into the bye. Traditionally, we are terrible post-bye, but hey, no injury, real worries, apart from Walsh, who they'll work on the weekend. I would just say, they did actually put their clamps on a bit on Merritt and a bit on Durham, which, again, in-game coaching Hewitt went to him. But I liked what Fraser had to say after the game. We all remember that giggling idiot Voss after the Richmond game going, yeah, our fans should be proud of that. And what did Fraser say in the postgame? And I know you'll go through the presser after this, but in the postgame on Fox Footy, he actually called it out. Our skills weren't there. The decisions we made, we invited pressure. He actually called out our flaws and where we went wrong, rather than smiling like an idiot, like Voss. And that shows you that Fraser actually, one, cares about fundamentals, two, reads the fan base and reads the game. And he's not happy. And he's not happy after a performance like that, where, to be honest, if they all want to, and he said this, he's like, it's going to be player driven if they want to make the 10. It's going to be player driven. If they want to play for that, that's up to them, which is putting responsibility back on them. I wonder if he says in the presser again, but he did that on Fox Footy after the game, which we've never heard that from a coach being like, you know what, actually the players can take responsibility.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's saving face. He doesn't need to save face. He doesn't have, I mean, I guess, I don't know, maybe he might have a coaching role on the line, but he doesn't lose his job. It's a really unique situation to be in, isn't it? Because there's no pressure to lose your job. He won't lose his job.
No, and he's played it so well, and this allows the club some space to be able to make the best decision possible. He continues to knock the media on the head, which means they can't get many headlines, which then gives him the ability to focus on the actual game. And the outcome doesn't really matter, let's say, for him, because he's there to do a job, which is to look to the medium to long term of growing this club out of the doldrums of the last couple of years, which is great to see. And maybe that gives some freedom. Maybe they get some flexibility. Maybe that does lift that pressure off mentally. But I just like how he manages and how he speaks, and maybe a couple of more years in this caper with the camera on him, he'll speak in the Bryce Gibbs cliches and give us nothing. But at the moment, it's quite clear and the communication is great. And we always said, we need to improve our communication. Fraser actually does it, whether it's the pressers during the week, whether it's at halftime. And there is a plan B, there is a plan C. Voss would have just let Durham keep going. Voss would have let Merritt keep going because he's only got a plan A and nothing else. But as Alex Walsh in the comments says, we did change things at halfway through the third quarter and into 3/4 time. No, we love it. We love calling it out because that's what the fan cams are all about.
That's exactly right.
That's what it's all about.
So 5 and 8. Wait, is it, 5 and 8? Yeah, 5 and 8. All of a sudden, that Giants game, and we were talking about it 1 week at a time. Where's your head at now with everything that's gone on this year, lost the coach, Elijah, all of the scrutiny, all of the drama, 1 and 7 into 5 and 8. All of a sudden, freshen up. Giants away, massive game. Where's your head at with everything?
For me, looking at it, we can't get too ahead of ourselves to think we're going to make the wild card or that to be the goal, because that's going to be a short-term play. It's going to be like 2013, where we fell into finals because of Essendon are all drug cheats, and we fell into it and we managed to beat Richmond because Garlett and Nick Dye can kick 4, and that screwed us over. That arrogance screwed us over, and the same thing happened in 23, where we got ahead of ourselves because we made the prelim. The cap, Nick Austin more so screwed the cap a bit. We didn't have any flexibility. We couldn't make any moves, and we just thought our list was good enough to get it. And we're seeing that a bit with Hawthorn, where they couldn't add to it, and they've been good, but also they've had their hand kicked. They've had their ass kicked a bit as well. So I'm still looking out for the medium to long term. Can we get more games into Ison? Can we get more games into Burn? Can we see that modern game style play? And then looking at Billy Wilson more, had 18 kicks. That's what I want to see. I had a couple of stuff ups, but again, taking the ball on, getting those handball received. So for me, I'm looking at it going, how can we see more from the kids? How can we see more of that modern game style? If the players actually give a shit and they actually have some pride on the line, go for the 10. And we should have seen a 50, 60 point smashing tonight. If they actually really cared, that's what it should have been. But they came out.
You reckon though?
all.
I
But
don't know. I just don't think we're that team.
I don't think we are that good, but if they wanted to play for the 10 and and Fraser put the responsibility back on the players, that didn't really, the pressure rating was terrible for that first half. So my point is like, look, yeah, we're not that good, and maybe getting ahead of ourselves, it should have been 60, 70 points. But if they wanted to play for the 10, they need to get that percentage up, and especially Saints dropping the ball and North getting absolutely smashed. But for me, long story short, Tez, I'm looking at it long term. If we make the 10, great. I just think it might cost us a bit in the picks or whatever it might be. And again, as a fan base, we get ahead of ourselves because we add 20, 30% Mayo, and we add 30% negative on the bad. So look, I'm still thinking, look, hey, if we make the 10, great for the kids, great for the team, great for Fraser going in as forwards coach next year with a new coach. Take that, like Solomon said, for Essendon, take some positives into preseason. That's where I see it at. But I don't want us to make the 10 for the sake of making the 10 cause external pressure, and then it screws up the future. Because again, and I'm not saying this with Davies and Wright because they're switched on, and maybe it's better that there's no list manager at the moment so they can make their own, Davies can make his own decisions. But I just don't want us getting ahead of ourselves thinking, yeah, we'll make top 4 because we made the wild card like we did in 2013 and like we did when we didn't make it in 22 and things like that. So that's where I sort of see it.
Yeah, fair. No, love it.
Oh, yeah.
What's on for the rest of the day?
Mate, Sunday, mate, just chilling, to be honest. Getting ready for work the next day, do some life admin, probably plan my flights for December, come back to Australia, get in, because, oil and prices are expensive. But I just like, there was one comment here, it was bloody hilarious. But I think it was one comment said I was Romanian. I know I've got beautiful hair, but I'm not Romanian. I am purebred, 100% Italian stallion, as Terry and Paul Sebastiani will know. So that was a funny comment, though. I love that.
It's good stuff, mate. Well, thanks for calling in, and go Blues.
Go Blues. Thank you, Tez. Have a good one.
See you, mate. All right. So what we're going to do is, Tony mentioned the presser. I'm really keen to watch it. Like, really keen to watch it. Or listen to it. So what we're going to do is this. Stand by. This is what we're going to do.
Josh, you must have been pleased with the fight back there in the second half after a tough start.
Yeah, it was probably the start we expected. And all credit to Essendon and Solly, the way he set the game up and the spirit in which they played. It wasn't unexpected from our end. And it's another challenge for us and great learning around how to handle those occasions. And, I didn't think we played particularly well tonight. And, again, all credit to Essendon. They only allow you to play the way that the pressure they applied. But I thought, we were able to hang in long enough and then take some important moments in the second half. And we challenged ourselves around work rate at half time and our midfield getting to work a bit more. And it looked a bit better in the second half.
The moment your forward entries, obviously contested ball and centre clearance, but forward entries seemed to clear up after half time.
Yeah, we were a bit frustrated, certainly in the box, the way we were moving the ball inside 50. And I think that's an area of the game we've got a fair bit of work to keep doing. But it did look better after half-time, and I think we were able to bypass a lot of their numbers at different stages and get some cleaner looks going inside 50 with space, and our forwards got to work a bit more. So, there's a template there for what it looks like when we're at our best. But, again, that's an area of the game we've got more work to do in.
Talk about areas of the game they were on top of, particularly the first half, Josh. Contest and clearances where they dominated the game and you had to make some adjustments. What were some of those conversations at half time to try and get that to shift in third term to get back into the contest?
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, we spoke. There's some of the method around stoppage which we weren't loving, and Lee Adams has done a great job with our midfield. And again tonight, I thought the way he controlled that part of the game and made some adjustments. We sent Hewitt to Durham in the second half, and that had an impact. But it was largely around our method and making sure our starting points were really strong. And then I thought we coughed the ball up a lot in the first half as well. So we had to tidy that part of our game up. But credit to the players. They were met with some challenges. We did challenge them at half time and they responded really well. So that's another sign of us moving forward.
And that adjustment from the back end, was that included in those conversations? Because transitioning from your defensive part of the ground was also an issue with the ball movement being a bit stagnant as well.
Yeah, I thought, from the transition aspect, I thought our fundamentals and our execution wasn't at the level we would expect, and that made it hard. It fed their game at different stages. I thought we set the field up reasonably well and we had options to move the ball, but we certainly weren't as clean as we would have liked to have been. But again, I thought the second half we were able to make a few adjustments in that space and we got more reward for effort moving the ball inside 50. But again, that's another part of the game I think we've got to become more consistent at.
Josh, you're 4-0. Can you believe it?
I haven't stopped to think too much about it, to be honest. I mean, I said when this opportunity arose that we were going to be very process-driven around what our Monday to Friday looks like and then give ourselves the best chance to perform on a weekend. And we've seen some big growth, but we're aware that we've got a long way to go. I haven't looked too far ahead. I haven't stopped to reflect too much other than what learnings can we take forward and how we get to work. And, I'm proud of the group with the inroads we've made. But again, we just had a team meeting then and we're all really aware that we've got work to do and we're not a finished product yet.
Do you think it's given the players a huge boost though, given the back half of the season 4 weeks ago looked a bit long and behind you, but you're kind of up and in the competition again?
Yeah, it's definitely lifted morale. I think clearly winning does that, but there's a process attached to it as well. So I'd like to think that we're not fluking results at the moment. There's a considered approach to the way we're playing and in particular being able to win different ways. And that's what tonight presented. Again, I can't heap enough praise on Essendon and the way they attacked the game and the pressure they brought, and it challenged us in different ways and we're able to manage that over the course of the game. But it's important to learn how to win and also manage winning and the expectation that comes with that. That's what we're learning to do.
Is that one of the challenges tonight, coming as a supposed favourite for the game for the first time?
Yeah, it was a different, not so much a different approach, but there was an awareness that that was real. So the noise around that and then trying to keep ourselves very process-driven and control what we could. We had a high awareness of what Essendon would bring. And again, you've got to be good enough to combat that and play the way you want to play. So there's so many learnings that come out of tonight, and it's great to be able to do that with 4 points.
What do you make of the battle between the Mackay twins?
Yeah, hard to speak a lot about Ben, but what I do know about Harry is he's had some really big moments for us in the last, it's easy to say month because we've got results, but I think his game has been threatening to open up for a while, and going into the ruck I think's helped him. He looks more than competent in there, and he's able to give Pitto some rest, and Pitto's carried a big load for us. But Harry's aerials presence, his ability to kick goals, again, being able to go into the ruck, I just think his game looks more rounded. But he's another experienced player that will challenge to keep getting better and finding ways to improve. But I thought his game tonight was really important, and he's leading as well. He's making others around him better.
He went down to the back line in the third quarter. Was that a direction from you, or did he just go there just to play on his brother?
I think he just found himself down there at that stage. But, I mean, it's a sign of someone that's playing with a level of confidence to go back and support. And, I just think his game at the moment looks in good order.
What are you making the progress of guys like Taylor Vernon, Jagger, Billy Wilson?
Yeah, really exciting. And again, it's been so important that we've had experienced players leading and playing well, so our inexperienced and youth can come into the team and play roles. I think their development's been really exciting. I think the best part about them is their resilience in games where it might not be clicking for them straight away, but they're having really important moments. Very team orientated, all of them. And they've got a want and an appetite to bring pressure and energise their teammates. So, I think the break's coming at a good time for our young guys, and we expect them to bounce into the club when we return and keep getting better.
talking about heading into the bye, Josh, has it come at a good time? Because when you have momentum like you've got over the last month, that momentum can stagger you when you return. There's the possibility of being flat, energy not as high. So what do you do to harness that in the next couple of weeks to ensure when you do return that you're playing at the level that you have been over the last 4 weeks?
Yeah, it's a good observation. Look, we just spoke there about how we handle the break, and it's important our players get away and get a chance to recharge and refresh, and they'll go about that in a really professional manner. But it's an opportunity for them to be better prepared for when they come back to the club. It's also a chance for our staff to refresh. Our coaching group and our high performance team and our footy department more broadly have done a power of work, and they deserve to get a few days back and re-energise. But it is important we handle this break well. There's a level of trust there that we will. There's a level of trust that when we return to the club, we're going to be energised to get working again.
3 good performances at VFL level today. Cottrell was very good. There's a couple of others that you would have been happy with. Are they pressing for selection as well? Zach Williams, one of them.
Yeah, there's guys pressing for selection. There's no doubt, and we're I say experimenting. We're trying some players in different roles, and we're trying to find different avenues for players to come into the team. The pleasing thing is that the players currently in the AFL side are holding up their end of the bargain and playing well. The challenge for guys playing at VFL level is to continue to perform well on a weekend, but also train incredibly well. That's another way to perform, and we're driving our training standards as hard as we are what we expect game day. So it is pleasing to see guys at VFL level perform, and the expectation will be we continue to do the same. Yeah, I think his shoulder's just been a bit grumbly. He's someone that'll, appreciate that a couple of days to recharge, but he came back onto the field and he's as tough as nails. He had a terrific start to the season for us, and he's led the way beautifully. So, this time of year, most players are carrying some soreness, but he's okay.
You're not going to put pen to paper on a contract during the bye?
Me?
Coaching?
No. I've got no plans to do any of that. I've got some plans to try and get back to the farm at Mansfield and spend a couple of days up there and recharge a little bit. But no plans other than that.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks.
All right. What do we think? What do we think? Just that comment at the end there around playing players in different positions. I noticed on Tuesday, Ashton Moyer was playing behind the ball, which was for like 5 minutes, but in the VFL today, he spent a lot more time behind the ball, I reckon, than when he did ahead of the ball. They put him in the forward line in the fourth quarter when they, trying to win the game. But yeah, interesting. What do you take away from that, if anything? Why do I think Fraser is still saying no to the job? I just don't think he needs to. I think he's being authentic. I think he doesn't know if he's ready or not. And I think if he says, yeah, putting my hand in for it, we know how the mainstream media works and what that does and the flow-on effect of that. And I think he's trying to temper the storm because Carlton attracts a storm. That's my best guess. Alex, you think he's no fuss and you love it? Yeah. Len Jet, you had some PTSD with all those learnings, but other than that, he spoke very well in a detailed, no bullshit way. You like it. Yeah. Listen, he's been solid. Full credit to him, full credit to everyone. Interesting comments there. It was Lee Adams. He mentioned Lee Adams with the move for George Hewitt on Durham. A different matchup. We've seen George Hewitt on Nick Dacos earlier in the year, these quicker players. I don't think Durham's got the speed and the dynamic nature that the other guys have, but yeah, it's interesting. What else do we need to cover? I think that's it. I think that's us. The Blues win, man. The Blues win. We're 5-8. Actually, no, I should just take a look at this. I should take a look at this now because this is the state of play. This is the state of play right now. So North and the way in which they lost actually allowed us to jump them this round, which is unbelievable. And so we're sitting 13th. This is what it is. This is how it is. We're well and truly out of the bottom 4. We're almost out of the bottom 6. I think we can do a little predictor for like the next month. How about that? Should we? Like for the next 4 weeks? I think that's the play here. That's what we'll do. Wow, all of a sudden we're in this block. We're here. We're right here with these teams. All right. Let's do it. Wow, North really did us a solid. So, okay, tomorrow, Collingwood, Melbourne. Who's winning that? Don't do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I am. I'm just curious as to what it could look like. I've been saying Collingwood all week. I think this is the game that they just find some energy and find some momentum. I'll just let you do it. How about that? Yeah. In the poll. Who wins? Carlton. Collingwood. Melbourne. Who wins? True. Melbourne for Neil Danaher. The Bombers, I don't know those of you who were at the game, the way in which the Bombers did the Neil Danaher tribute tonight was very impressive. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you're giving Collingwood no chance? I think it'll be a tight game. All right. It's like 85%. All right, I'll do it. I'll tip the Ds. All right. So the Giants have the bye this week, so they're going to be fresh next week. All right. Marvel. Oh, I don't know, man. I think the Dogs are back. I think they're back. But I also believe the Crows will be better post the bye. 50-50 game. Therefore, I'll do the Dogs, right? Because they're at home. Oh. Geelong, Gold Coast, GMHBA. I think this is a Geelong win. This is a Geelong win. I am certain that the Bombers will beat Melbourne next week. I'm certain. I think I was praying all night as the game was unfolding. I was praying that we could just not be the team that lost to them, but a win is coming for the Bombers. They are playing with freedom. So I'm going to tip them here. Because I just don't think Melbourne are going to be pushing into the top 4. I think they're having a great year. But North Melbourne, West Coast. Oh, this is one of those other games that they've sold to Perth. So the question is, do North Melbourne suffer for selling their soul for a home game in WA? And do they lose to the Eagles next week? Nah, surely not. I mean, they can. They were putrid. That was bad. It was David Teague-esque. Had 19 goals in a row kicked on them. Dynamic, hypnotic. You think we'll see a response? Eagles. Oh, there's got to be a North Melbourne response. There has to be, but it. You know what? I'll go the Roos. Put Adelaide, Sydney, Adelaide Oval. Can Port beat Sydney next week? I'm going to say no. I'll tip the Lions here. Marvel Stadium. I'll put this in a poll. St Kilda or the Giants? At Marvel. I actually think it's the Saints next week. They were heartbreakingly close. That was shattering for them today. I'm going to tip the Saints. I'm going to do it. I'll tip the Saints next week. I'll go Fremantle at home. I know that Geelong could beat them, but just benefit of the doubt. I think the Gold Coast Suns will respond here. They'll win this one. Adelaide, Melbourne, I'll tip the Crows. This is it. I might just skip it for a sec. Let's go Collingwood at the MCG. Let's go... North will be back. St Kilda, Western Bulldogs at Marvel. Goodness gracious me. That's a huge game. I'll go the Dogs. Carlton, Giants. It's just massive. A win would be 5 in a row. A loss would be 14th. I mean, we'd be 14th anyway. I'll just tip us. Just for the exercise's sake. Brisbane at the Gabba. I think they'll be ready to play good footy again here. You know what? Giants upset Hawthorn at the MCG. Blues, Eagles at Marvel. We'll get that one, hopefully. Collingwood. I think Port will even up the ledger. They lost to the Crows in the previous showdown. So let's just give Port this one. Oh my goodness. The Bombers. Nah. Let's just do it. Fremantle. Oh my goodness. This is a crazy matchup. I'll actually tip the Lions here. I think the Lions are going to come good. The Swans at the SCG. We'll go the Crows away from home. That's a big game here. Hawks coming off 3 losses in a row. They'll be ready to go. We'll go the Giants to beat Freo in Manuka. That'll be their first loss in a while. Gold Coast to beat Collingwood. The rematch against Richmond. This will be an ugly match again. Can just see it like tonight. I think the Saints will win this. I think Port will beat the Roos over there. Wow. All right. That's what the month looks like before we get to Hawthorn. Okay. I just wanted to see what it would look like in the month. Best case scenario. Let me just go back one step. Let's say we lose to the Giants. Where are we? Okay. Sort of flirting floating there in 13th. So 4 of the next 4 gets us to 11th. 3 of the next 4 gets us to 13th, a game out of the 10. All right. That's the next month. Listen, we're alive. That's what it is. I'll leave it there. It's 18 past 1 in the morning. That's a respectable time to finish. Yeah. I think so. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the show. I love it. So good. Blues have won 4 in a row, and we have a bye. Tomorrow's a big day. So tomorrow, review in the morning. Rating show 5 p.m. Blue Abroad show 7 p.m. See you there. Go Blues.